in here. I'm struggling trying to hold on. Ray came in my office early. Ray coming out that food time. I said, man, that thing coming down on me. You want a smooth in there, don't you? I said, don't start that stuff, Ray. Don't start now. Y'all all right? I appreciate y'all for hanging in there. For hanging in here, I appreciate for those y'all. How many young people been hanging in here with it? Hold on for a minute. Bobby, what you had your hand up for? Boy, your face look like full of food. Don't raise your hand up no good. We had about 6, 7 meals. Look at the other one. So that you ain't ate nothing either. Sam. She been holding on like that? Far as you know. You ain't snuck nothing. You ain't ate nothing or drunk nothing. Look at that, these kids, beautiful. Alah, I know. Alah, please stop. Alah, put that hand down, boy. Ain't no way you got that gut, boy, no good where you eat. That man got no winter meat stored up in that stomach. No. Joseph. You been holding on to Joseph? I'm proud of my young people. Everybody. That's so beautiful. Tommy, you ain't ate nothing either. That's so beautiful. Tommy, listen. Tommy did like that. She said. She started looking like, don't rat me out. She looking like, that's so beautiful. You been holding on too, Robert. Rob, you better not stand up, Rob. You better not be no taller. Come on, Rob. Come on, Rob. Robert, you don't think you're no taller? Hold on, let me see, Robert. Listen. Tell me what. We're gonna stand back to back. Robert, you trying to lean out? Come on, Robert, put the chicken. Hey man, no good way. I'm proud of y'all, all y'all young people. Jeremiah, look how you do it. Jeremiah, what it did right here? You been holding on. But when people raise their hand, it count like this, it's like it's questionable. Serena Sarada, why y'all hand count like that? It kind of, have we been holding on? What's that? We've been holding on. We ain't had nothing. Y'all been holding on for real like that? For real, great, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Look at young people, isn't that right? You been holding on for real, sweetie? That's so beautiful. Should we trust Papa and Joseph? We shouldn't trust them. We should trust them. Good. She said, don't trust them. I don't trust y'all. You been holding on to the end. That's good. But you holding on. I'm proud of y'all. And this is the thing, like, look at that. Woo, all young people. I see all of y'all. Hold on for a minute. Shani, you ain't think about your answer. You ain't had nothing to eat or drink. Oh yes, you been holding on like that. That is beautiful. Dasa, look at Dasa, you been holding on too. I believe it too. That beautiful young people. Y'all been holding on. Okay, Asa. Y'all ain't even smelt no food. Y'all ain't looked at no water. Exactly. Asa, you ain't seen no water. Whatever. I knew that. John kids, I'm proud of y'all. Stop. Jay's broke. He broke down. Jay broke down. Courtney never started. I said, every time we go to Courtney, be like, Courtney, do you try? She like, Courtney like, I can't do it. I gotta eat. Well, no, definitely I appreciate it. I appreciate all our young people because they definitely not commanded to do it, but that's something they take on their own and they do that. We definitely applaud it. Yeti, you holding on too, Yeti? You hold on so you don't fall out your mama's lap. There you go. Yeti went without eating. She ain't ate nothing either. Yeti, you holding on like that? I'm proud of Yeti. Look at Yeti. Look at these kids. Look at them. Wow. Man, y'all can't listen. I'll say this now. You know, I'm not gonna let you hold on. But you know, I'll say this, and this to all y'all young people. I've been with y'all. When I was y'all age, I would have made it. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. I wasn't there. How many of y'all agree y'all would have made it? There's no way it wouldn't. Hold on, Dan. Hold on. Stop, my brother call. Let's do this again. How many of y'all, you were the age you would have made it? Come on, Dan, I'm gonna need you to get up here, man. Come on. Danny, you tell me you were acing them age, you would have been able to hold on like that? As a Christian, Danny? What would Jesus do? Danny, you would have had a... Man, it wouldn't... Listen, I'm so proud of y'all young people. Listen, it never would have happened. I was weak and hungry. Man, I'd have passed out in 10 minutes. What have made me pass out the fact they said, you can't eat or drink now. I'm finna die. I really applaud y'all. I do. I appreciate y'all. I know y'all don't get a lot of recognition. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all have done very well, our young people. You know, and you know, the older people, we ain't got no choice anyway. Some of our bowels bad. We got to do it. What Lancaster that? Let's find out how he do. That's what I'm talking about, Lancaster. Tell the truth. All cool, Lancaster. Everybody been holding on all the way? They ain't even walked by the refrigerator. Did they go in the bathroom? You heard water running, should have been running. Did you hear like some extra flushing with the toilet? Like, hold on now, he ain't sitting down. You shouldn't keep flushing like that. And it's like a wet cup in the bathroom. I said, well, I'm believing then. I'm taking your word for it. That's how I am. And that's all we do is take your word for it, right? Until. No, I mean, but appreciate it. All of y'all, I appreciate those of y'all at home who been on fast with us. We definitely appreciate y'all. I'm appreciative. He's given us this opportunity to be able to consider. And of course, there's some things I'm gonna let Bossy address that when time comes. He can explain that, something he came across, he showed us. But I really felt like it was needful for us. I'm gonna tell you what for me, what I came across in doing this. There's some things sometimes you think you need and you have to do, and you don't really pay attention to your regiment until you stop doing something and you realize there are a lot of extra things we add into our lives and they can become a part of our lives, and they seem almost like a necessity when they're actually not. It's because we've incorporated them in for so long, you never know. It was no reason to just stop doing it until he said restrict yourself and afflict yourselves from things that you would normally do and things typically you would do, from working, from eating, even from, like, you know, the regular Shabbat didn't teach us what we learn right now. The regular Shabbat is kind of like, you kind of adjust to it. You just, okay, it's what it is, it just can't work, but it's a lot of things I can still do. But with this was a thing where I don't want you to do nothing. I don't want nothing to be done. I want you to eat or to drink. And then it was a matter about your soul being on the line. Like I said, I would have broke. Now, no doubt, if somebody had a gun in my head and said, you eat something, I'm gonna blow your brains out, I wouldn't have ate nothing. I don't care how I felt. Well, it wasn't to that extreme physically seeing it, but it was to that extreme we look at the nefash. So it also come down to the fact of how much does a person really love themselves? Because he said that any soul, nefash, that does not do it, he said, I'm gonna cut that soul off. I'm going to cut it off from a living. I won't even recognize it. I won't even give respect to that soul. I'm going to cut it off. So it came down to you proving to yourself, in a sense, if you look, that you can actually do what it takes when it comes to your soul. Because all you had to do was eat or drink. And he said, I'm cutting you off. So you guys sat, and those you watching at home, those you here, you took the initiative to realize, this man said he'll cut me off if I do it. So you think about this. Now, if you can start eating and drinking, and think about it, you restricted yourself on something, it's not a sin to eat and drink. We're not talking about alcohol, pork. It's not a sin to eat and drink. But he implemented something saying, at this point, during this time, I want you to reflect yourself. I want you to restrict yourself from some things. And if you don't do it, I'm going to cut you off. Think of how many times fornication, adultery, kazak, lying, lusting, all these things come up. And all these things are criteria outside of just on the Shabbat. You can do this after the Shabbat and he's going to cut you off. But it gives us an initial idea of seeing you can stop doing necessary things. Eating and drinking is necessary. Are we all agreed on that? Why are you not eating and drinking? Because people don't, it's stupid. People tell you, I'm not going to be a part of no religion, going to tell me I can't eat or drink. That's stupid. What's some kind of cult? He's not telling us, he's saying, make a decision. How important is your real existence is? And you stop doing something you got to do. So explain to me how you can't start doing this other stuff. That's what it shows us. Because a lot of things we do, we feel like we got to do. Sometimes people, I got to get this text. It's stuff I just got to do. It's things I got in my life I gotta do. I gotta do. Well, I ain't done everything I have. I gotta do. And y'all ain't gonna believe it, I'm still existing. So that tells me a lot of time we put a lot of importance on things so we can justify rationality for doing things. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because we still existing. Now it got tight in there. It got tight. I was at the hospital. I was gonna go in that bathroom and say, I just wash my mouth out real quick. You know what I'm saying? They get out. I held out. My throat got real dry. I was spitting first. I was smelling white. I said, "You stop that spitting." I was like, "She need to shut up." I spit. I said, "I better stop this spitting. I'm draining out here. Right? I gotta hold on to what I got." But it just taught me more how to conserve what you got and stop frantic and fainting like, "Oh goodness, if I don't just get something, it's gonna." You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm gonna be sick because sometimes we mentally put ourselves in position to justify rationale for a thing. If he gave us to do something, this is the thing about it. Why won't he give us the strength to do it? Or not, when I say the strength, let me say this, give us the endurance or give us the protection or give us the, why would he put you into something that's gonna kill you or put you out? He put us in a situation so you can see we've all made things in our life an extreme when they actually hadn't been. A lot of stuff, how many of y'all, if you look at it, a lot of things you put as an extreme isn't. You okay, sweetie? You all right? Oh, okay, you didn't know. I thought you were choking. We can't do mouth to mouth because it's Shabbat. Because when lips get wet, it be like we drinking. She had them trying to make an excuse to go in there and get something to drink. Somebody follow to the bathroom. Cut the sink off at the bottom. Yeah. Not that we don't trust her, you know what I'm saying? Things just happen though. But that's what I want to, I remember they had a church years ago, they had that in there. Because Shaul said, and it just showed how interpretations were. He had made a statement before in the 11th chapter, about the 20th chapter verse or something of the book of 1 Corinthians. He asked them, "Have you not all houses to eat and drink in?" So they had a preacher, he tell the stream, he took all the water fountains out the church. Yeah. But if you look, he was talking about the men, but we can criticize him now. But this is the thing about it. How many things have we done in our life and went to an extreme assuming we were correct? When I tell the story, it wasn't really condemning him. It just shows you how he can allow you to go in a direction and it's your own ideology. So when he heard, "Have you not houses to eat and drink in?" he was adamant, you don't eat in the church, you don't even drink. So his members were going to the bathroom, they were drinking out the sink. Yeah, but they didn't tell him. They said, "Go in there and get water and drink." Come on, hallelujah, come out like they were holding on. I knew another one, he taught against people going to the doctor. And another preacher brought up, he was like, "That's interesting." He taught me against you go to the doctor like you don't believe in God. At the time, you know what I'm saying, it basically like it's a sin. They trust the Lord. And he asked about all the members in there with them glasses. So some of the members started leaving their glasses in the car. Couldn't see. And it's to show you where, but let me say this. Again, I'm not saying this to criticize any, because I've been a real critical thing, but I've never been critical about myself. That's the thing with us. We can find things about people to criticize, and I'm not justifying none of the action, please. But at some point, you don't start looking at, it's easy to see other people and hard to see yourself. Because how many things have we done and it's extreme to other people and it's not actually verifiable? These people did take writers to feel like they justified themselves, but you can take things and you can still be going in the wrong direction. That's why it's so important in us doing this was to make sure we're not doing some of ourselves. Because I don't think these people actually took water fountains out of the church because they want to be, for him as well. He read and it said, "Have we not houses to eat and drink in?" So from his understanding where he was, they're not doing no drinking, no eating inside the church. I don't agree with it, nor that I can sign to it. But this makes me have to consider, as a pastor, as a man, as a leader, as an individual, as human being, whatever. You want to be ever so careful that you don't have your own way. And that comes with a lot of submitting yourself, a lot of going back, readjusting yourself, trying to affirm what it is that you're doing and that you're following. Because there are a lot of things people do and get off, and before you know it, you can build a whole nother religion. Before you know it, your name starts changing, you run all over the place, now you're street, now ain't nobody right. Everybody gonna burn itself for you and your people. And it's scary that we get to those extremes because we don't sit down and consider. Let's be more critical of ourselves. Let's make sure, even Shah said, if we go and search and examine and judge ourselves, he said, then we shouldn't be judged Elohim. Because a lot of time, a lot of our faults we come into, because we really hadn't sat down and really assess ourselves. Just like when I saw people, but that's stupid. Why would you take water fountain? How many things who in here never did anything stupid and felt like it was right? You going back up and you realize that wasn't the brightest idea. That wasn't the smartest thing. So when people doing things, that's the mind of being people. The goal is to try to transition over into becoming Ruachni. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get to a point of spirituality. And we're trying to make sure what we do, we can search it and we can validate what we're doing. Because this is a critical walk for everybody, not just for us, for everybody. Whether you're walking or not is still critical. If you don't get it right, it don't matter not whether you didn't know or you want to member this synagogue, you're still going to be judged. So now it's opportunity for us to sit down and consider, especially with it being in the last days. This might be an opportunity a lot of us might not get next time. There were people that were here last year, this time, they're not here no more. Who to say where your mind will be? By the next time we gather, by the next time we meet. It ain't you necessarily having to leave walking or leave or being asked to leave. It could be you just left life. So we all have to spend more. I'm really the type of person where I'm at now. I'm really trying to spend more time making sure I'm being critical about me. I don't want to be so, even the man told her clearly, why would he tell the people that first get the mote out your key or your eye, then you see clearly get the beam out your own. So you start getting out that beam. He said, you got a big old beam in yours. And you going at people for something that really more not minded. Say that man taught that he felt like nobody should eat and drink in him, and he took that out. But they didn't do fornication, they didn't do adultery, they weren't lying, they weren't lusting, they weren't hypocrite, they were keeping the Shabbat, they were paying their tithe, doing it on time. Are these people going to Sheol? See, that's sometimes before we judge, is just that what is they doing? Because if that's his conviction, there are a lot of times that's people's conviction. If that's his conviction, really, you know how many, you know what we'll do though? I still say they're wrong. If they doing that is wrong. This is what happened too with organization. Every organization has some things that they put what we'll call like pet peeve. They say, this is what we'll do. So sometimes when people set things their pet peeve, they'll make it sin for everybody else. I don't want no parts of that. I don't want to make sin for nobody. Because every leader, we had to grow and we still growing. I don't want nobody to set something and put me under sin because that's where you're at now. If I'm honest, if I'm studious in what I'm doing and I'm willing to submit myself wholly to what he's saying, not WHOOLLY, not WHOLY. Okay, what I'm saying wholly. I know you hear me. I'm not talking about the wholly. Okay, I'm talking about completely, fully committed, submitted myself. Then it won't be opportunity for me to get it right. That's all you got to do. Give people that chance before we kill people. If you keep it now, if you're doing that, you done took that out. Little kids getting molested. You know, women getting raped. Y'all swapping up in here, clothes off. You got way more problem than that. You know what I'm saying? But if a person, if that's their understanding time, but they keep it everything else, do we really got that time to kill them? Just I talked about a preacher one time, talked about if preachers left outside of their area, going to another state, they was in sin. He said, because whatsoever state you're in, be content. If he keeping everything else though, if he keeps everything else, and his belief is he shouldn't go out of the state, and he's not condemning and putting other people in Sheol for it, is it really a big problem? That's where he's at. Because I believe this, if you're honest, I believe this, if you're honest and you're wholehearted doing what you're doing, he'll give you the understanding. He'll bring you into it. He done it for me, he'll do it for somebody else. That's the whole thing. This is what I want us to focus on, the way of Yahweh, follow. I don't want no parts of trying to kill nobody else group. I don't. Man, you know they doing all that. The only way I'm gonna know about it, you're gonna have to tell it to me, you're gonna be on the video, because I ain't going. Because I ain't looking for nobody else's fault. I'm too busy trying to make sure we get out straightened out. Man, I got a whole house of sick folks I'm trying to get straightened out. I ain't got time to bust up in nobody else's hospital talking about how many folks in there sick. They said, everybody cured at your place. Don't ask me no question. I'm here to clean up and cure all your people. Is everybody at your hospital? You know what you won't ever hear see? You'll never hear Piedmont Medical make a video about how stupid, low down, and how false Emory Healthcare is. You'll never see Shriner Hospital make a video about St. Joseph. These folks too busy working, taking care of what they're doing. You know, they realize we ain't the only person. We just doing our job. Listen, when people get the service and the people see it right, you're going to come back anyway. So if we everybody just do the work, everything gonna prove itself out. You know what I'm saying? The people that do more talk, you hear folks, man, ain't going that side right there. You won't hear nobody from another hospital at work there talking about like the hospital itself. And I ain't talking about staff workers. A lot of that, it'll get out. People will see it. Y'all got it. So that's the goal of what we're trying to do, is to make sure we're where we need to be. This is giving us a good opportunity to sit down and reflect on everything we do, from Zamar, preaching, everything we're doing. I mean, just in your everyday living. I don't want your life to just be cultured to just how we supposed to do when we get here. I want you to culture your life to how you supposed to be in every place you go. If I take this light down, well, I'll say this one, people. If I take these lights down here, I don't know, I don't have to probably put some of that y'all can see, reflection of it. I don't know. Do y'all know this light on? Can y'all see it? I don't know. Can you tell? Can everybody tell? So if I take that light down and I put it out there in that hallway, it'll shine differently? So if I take it and I hook it outside that door, outside the building, and will it shine differently? If I take it and if I shine it, and I put it at the Shell gas station up the street, will it shine differently? What if I go down I-20 and go on down past Covenant, Monroe, and what does it shine like then? So you ain't gonna believe it. That's what he wants to do. Now we cut that light on in him. You take that light anywhere, that light gonna do the same thing. Now some of the objects gonna play based off of the surroundings of the play, but the key fact is it's gonna do the same thing. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. Let your light do the same thing. What you're supposed to do here, what you get, I light you in here, get you illuminated. Wherever you go, radiate the same thing. Stop leaving it there. I can't kick on till I get him, till Zamar kick on, till somebody play my song. No, this got to be something that's got to be in our everyday walking. Y'all got it? Because these are critical things that we missed for years, that we played on, and I'm guilty. I am very guilty of a lot of things as far as not staying focused on doing, because I got myself tired for arguing with preachers and other stuff. And where I'm at now, again, this is clearly wrong, because it wasn't beneficial to nobody. It really wasn't. It's all stroke of ego. It's all let's battle to prove who the best when all we got to do is do the work. Just do the work. Do the work. It ain't about any of us proving who's the best. It's about everybody working for the self-same purpose. And that's the problem that happened with preachers and with pride. You know, men will claim they don't have it, but we do. And you got to be ever so careful. And then humbling, that learning what humbling was. Look, you know, you feel out what humbling is, but really looking at it give you a whole different outcome look on how you got to view everything. Because a lot of things will put you out of your mind. You will assume you somewhere. When that word come, you honor, it'll find you. That word, listen, y'all be telling the word get you, he come and get me too. And it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be that way. When he put you in a state of looking at it and say, now what you going to do with this? Since you know better, since you see how you ought to walk, since you see what you're supposed to manifest, what do? You make the changes. You don't make that, well, let me stop. Well, that mean I ain't right. That mean I'm going to shield. The purpose of the word coming is to show you what is right and what's not. Then you make the adjustments. But for us, we always look for a reason to stop doing, stop working, stop manifesting. Well, I'm wrong. That means everything. That means I need to stop paying my mortgage, live on the bridge. Like, how did you get there? People go to the extreme to try to justify what they're doing versus it takes less energy and it'll be more effective if I just focus on getting right instead of trying to run everywhere else, trying to justify everything else. You got what I'm saying? And how many of y'all can admit we've been guilty of that as individuals? I can say for me. See, these are signs of growth. There's something we don't typically do a lot of doing. Really confessing ourselves out to being honest. Really going and really knowing yourself and knowing what's best for yourself. Best thing for Tony Smith is salvation. Over anything, that's the best thing for me. Now, in order for me to achieve that, we're achieving it and keeping it. Because one thing is one thing to get it, it's another thing to get it, to keep it. Hello? You need to play basketball. Let me borrow for a second. If I throw you the ball, what was your position?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard. Okay, that ain't gonna be you shooting. What's somebody else? So what? Justin, what he was? Was he a shoot? He was shooting guard. Shooting guard. Okay, I ain't gonna be able to use that. Do this for me. Do this for a minute. Just cause folk don't feel. You know my brother. You know my brother. He said somebody gonna feel like you partial. But my brother, he called when I was in that meeting. He told, but he said bastard. He think too much of himself. But they call it the point, the guard. He's got to guard it. I'm gonna do this. I ain't gonna give you the check if Dave stay here. Agree. Dave, you believe that story? Yeah. My brother said that close enough. My brother Jack Carl, Chris. And you were good. Chris, when we heard this? Let me tell you the man mama, listen, hold on folks, it's some more chat. The man grandmama owned a farm. She used to milk cows. She had all kind of stuff. She owned all kind of property. I said, Chris, as long as I've ever known you, I never heard the word grandmama come up. 17 years. I never heard that man mention grandmama. Hey, anybody heard that man say grandmama? My son, he tell my kids, hey, that's y'all dad and mama. He don't even call her grandmama. I've never heard the man utter the word grandmama out of his mouth. All of a sudden, he got a grandmama that did all that stuff. Then I got somebody, Jared, come on, Jared, my brother called. Yeah. Come. He said, don't take that long, too. I heard you. He said, come, I got to know myself. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about it. Something came up last night they brought up about you. I'm fine out. Because you might be honest. What's that? My brother said he doubted, but he said, ask anyway. I ain't even told him. Why? What did they tell y'all? Have I talked to anybody? So, what you think about?
It feels good to be used.
We're going to be using. Let's think about it. That's what I'm thinking about. Like that time when you called me and I called you back. Preacher, you're thinking about me. Yeah. So, I want you to name out, okay, the person you were sitting next to, what relation that to you? What relationship to you?
That's my wife.
That's your wife. Yeah. Then the young male sitting beside her, who is that?
Yeah, so that's my friend.
That's your son. That's your wife. Then the young lady sitting next to him.
Daughter.
That's your daughter. And then another one sitting next to her. Who is that?
Daughter.
Oh, and then on the end, who that is?
Daughter.
That's your daughter. Why you never told about Lil Wayne, your cousin? Come on, man. We ain't got all day, man. Come on. Let's talk about this family. I ain't got time for all this stuff. What are we doing here? But how long we don't know that man? We ain't never had that. Yeah, you don't want to work now, yeah. Y'all know how long we don't know that man? When we had to come say David, man?
Never.
It's stuff when you walk in the door, you say, how you doing? Yeah, Lil Wayne, my cousin. I asked y'all this stuff. When y'all come on the property.
That's not important.
That's not important. Yeah, come on, get another check. Then when we find out stuff, yeah, then this what got me. I had a meeting one night at a Shabbat. I said, everybody come back in here. I said, is there anything we need to know about you that we don't know, that we need to know, because it come back up? I looked y'all in y'all face. Anybody? I must say, he said, my mind in the gutter. I said, okay, I don't want to know where y'all at. So I'm trying to figure out now this stuff come up. It's a lot of stuff keep popping up out of nowhere. Y'all just can't be holding this stuff. Y'all got to tell folks. Okay, just making sure. Now, this invisible grandmama that came up. Now, when did grandmama came in your life? See, that right there the problem. See, when you don't know about when your grandmama came up, these are questions you need to ask.
She was born 1924, I was born 1978.
You know what's funny? My brother, he said, there's some folks that'll holler at you in your face. I said, him? He said, I'm just telling you. So the grandmama just popped up all of a sudden the other night, 1924. Now got a date. I can make up a date too. Yeah. So then now the grandmama own cows and horses and chickens and pigs. Your grandma, that's a different story. Smitty right there. Who? Oh, that's a witness right there. I was just gonna say, can I get a witness?
Well, my grandpa died.
When your grandma died, grandpa died.
Grandmama got it.
Then your grandmama got it. Yes, we ain't never heard nothing about none of that. Then we heard Granddaddy fought Joe Lewis, and he's still living on to this day. And the woman in the Bible, you said, still alive to this day. Ray Hogg and his granddaddy is still living to this day. Who you talking about? Humpback? Humpback, no. Who? I'm telling you, that's a great grandson right there, Humpback. Humpback, you met any Ray Hogg daughters, great-granddaughters out there? They coming. I remember he met that nice girl at the airport that time. That girl didn't own a damn piece of clothes on them pictures she had. You know you bad when you listen, he was at that table, he met him, and Tim just put in, I ain't gonna tell you he put in, real simple. There's no way Porter came up. He said, tight this, he said, is that her right? He said, that's her? I said, after we flat that picture right there, everything there was X-rated. Man, look at him. I said, oh my God. I ran to see something for tomorrow. I'm just going to check. No, you're not. I said, boy, don't you? I said, was you aware of these pictures? He said, I was trying to get on social media. I said, yeah, that's what. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. My brother called. He said, it's some folks to sit up in that seat. I said, not while I'm right. He said, okay, I'm just checking. So there's gonna be 3 checks right there. So we got a grandmama popped up with Lil Wayne. Did your grandmama know Lil Wayne? His cousin. Cause y'all were from they from Louisiana. Louisiana. Occasion. Y'all seen the Cajun call, yeah, cause you say they call your granddad a Raging Cajun. If they call you Raging Crawfish, they call you Crawfish. Who from Christian, you from Mississippi? You remember they had guys that used to call them crawfish down in Mississippi? Crawfish. They like, hey, crawfish. You remember some guy down there used to call her, hey, what's up, Ninth Ward? Lake Pontchartrain. You remember them guys down there? You don't remember nobody in Mississippi they used to call it? Yeah, you from Mississippi? Yes, sir. Y'all remember Lake Pontchartrain? People used to be named Lake Pontchartrain? Gator Tail? Yeah. They used to call it. How many checks we got there so far? Where your name at? Goodness. Is this you too? Just how you feel about this on behalf of white people?
The thing about him is like he supersedes.
Oh, he supersedes you. This is a different type of white. He can put the hurt on you as a white. And like that Masonic stuff, it's white folk got more power than other white folk. They can. He's way up now. He been one. But you 40. You been white man all your life.
There's level to it.
It's level. How long you been white?
44 years.
44 years. Skill. Y'all ever seen dog white before? Dog white chocolate? We just checking. Scared. I don't know. I just come in and play. Y'all don't. I don't never know what y'all gonna do. I come out and say it's gonna be a normal day. I said, don't say that. Just go and just hope for the best, because you never know what's gonna happen in this place right now. Is there anything else in here we need to know? Because I know some coming back. Okay, here we go. Only because they put in the chat. Okay, what we need to know, Princeton?
I was born at the same hospital that Lil Wayne was born at.
Come on. Princeton was born at the same hospital right next to Lil Wayne. Come on. You and Lil Wayne, they the same age? You and Lil Wayne the same age?
Oh, I don't know who was born the same.
He older than her.
I'm 37. I think we about the same.
He older. Come on. So how you born next to Lil Wayne? He got kept back at the hospital?
At the same hospital.
Same hospital. You and Lil Wayne. When you were a little baby, they told you, oh, Lil Wayne born right here too.
No, but you read about, artists.
So when she was born, she read an article at the hospital that Lil Wayne was born. How many of y'all having a problem believing these stories? Y'all see why we gotta have this stuff? Y'all see why we gotta have this? You can fuck up, cause we gotta get it out. There's a lot going on in him. Yes, sir. Just, you got a confession.
When I was little,
When he was little.
at the arcade in Chicago, I played Macaulay Culkin.
See that? When he was a little kid, he played Macaulay Culkin on a video right beside at a video game in Chicago.
Yes.
Hold on for a minute. Stop. Let me ask something. Clay, did you hear Macaulay Culkin was at a video game store up in Chicago, and Justin was playing right next to him? Did you ever hear anything about that? He said they'd come on the police radio. Come on, I'm gonna get it. Where y'all get it? You ain't never heard this stuff. Let me ask you a question. When you played with, did you ask him, was he by himself? Like Home Alone?
I was just playing. He came beside me. We were on the same team.
Oh, you didn't know who he was? Y'all was on the same team, and he was just right beside in Chicago. Yeah. Where you were born at? Where you from? Toledo.
Ohio.
And what other places you used to freaking stay around?
I've been in a lot of places.
A lot of places,
Yeah.
like Detroit.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. My stepfather's sister stayed in Chicago, so we went to visit her.
So how you know Macaulay McCulkin?
My mom told me, she's like, you just playing with? I was like, she's like, it's Macaulay Culkin.
And what you say there?
I guess I'm more popular than him.
You more popular than him, because you... That's scary.
By the time we left, she's like, you was, right? I was like, she's like, Macaulay Culkin. I guess it was a crowd behind us watching.
It was a crowd watching y'all. And you thought the folk were watching you.
Propaganda media.
That's a lot going on. Anybody else, so we can get this? Okay, here come Ray. What is Kanoski? Oh, she just told you something. Why you not gonna tell it right now? You just said it. What you said? What's it? That's a few things. What happened? John, you know anything about that? John said he don't know nothing about it. What happened?
Well, Lawrence Taylor is our cousin. Other than that.
Lawrence Taylor is her cousin.
What's my husband's name? What's my husband's name?
You ever said Taylor?
Taylor. Where's your family from, John?
Miami. What? Hold on for a minute. I'm confused. What? Tell her she shout out him out. John, where you come from? Miami. Is he from Miami? He not from Miami. So hold on. You can't do that. You like you stopped down out. Where my husband last name? Taylor. Where you from? He said Miami. All right, Lauren Taylor not from no Florida. Where Lauren Taylor from? North Carolina. But where all his family? Where all your husband family from?
That's my family now.
That's true. And this is my check, and my family called, which my brother said, make sure she get a check. She almost punked us out. She said, where you from? He said, Miami. You played us. No, it's not Ray's fault. There's a lot going on. You see these people? Anybody else? Okay, I see one, Ernie. Ernie, you got something. Whenever a man set back like this, he's just waiting. What is it, Ernie? Yeah. What is it, Ernie? Think about it. How I know this? What we got, Ernie? His daddy white. Your granddaddy white. Another one? Chris, why you? Your mama biracial? My mama buy grocery. I ain't impressed with that stuff. Isn't that right? I ain't impressed with that stuff. Isn't that right? And so they throw the arm out like, who top that? Man, y'all people got some story. We don't be knowing about all this stuff. It's stuff y'all need to be telling people, man. Y'all come up with stuff like out of nowhere. Boss, what is it? Who is it? The white? It's about you now, the white. What done happen to white? The white? Yeah, I know. 50 Cent stole some of your song? There's a whole story behind that. Yeah, we need that. Yeah, we need to hear the other 49 say this story. We got time. We got at least to the sunset. Listen, I try to listen. That's it. You come to the door. First thing I ask you, what you know? What you know, who you know, where you been, and where they been. Joint, what you got? Go ahead, John. What happened?
My dad told me that he tried out for the Braves and the Royals, but he didn't make the team.
Oh, his dad said he tried out for the Royals and the Braves, and he didn't make the team. Where's dad at, y'all? Let him live. We don't want to ask, because if he tell the truth, his head gonna blow up. Just let him live. But you know, I ain't gonna hold it. The Royals and the Braves. They offered him a $175 million contract, but he said he wanted to do something else with his life. There's a lot going on in him. A lot of y'all people in here, there's a lot of folks in here. A lot of folks think, I'm trying to think y'all tell my story. Yeah, you need to tell it. We need to know about this. Ooh, well, anyway, I'm trying to move on. Listen, y'all some interesting people. What I'm going to say, right? But what I want to do is just talk to y'all a little bit. We'll try to get away. Y'all some interesting people around here. Whew. Let's look at this. We'll talk a little bit, all right? Listen. For whatever.
Nikatab before.
Yeah, no. So whatever was written before.
Nikatab kilometers.
It was written to teach us, to show us, and to instruct us.
So that through endurance.
Going through without quitting.
and through the Nakum of the
And through
Ketubim,
the comfort of the writings,
we might have Tikva.
we might have Tikva. Let's look at Beth Barnaba. They'll call it 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy, they'll call it chapter 3, verse 16. I wrote the 2. They ain't got that much room up here. Apparently, all my members getting all these checks. It's taking up my room up here. But I don't want y'all to get off either. Barnaba, okay, which means born of the Nabaim, or born of what they would call the prophets. So, okay. Let's see. Listen.
For all Kitab, Nikatab,
So all of the writing, I'm saying, for all of the Kitab, all of the writing, all of the scriptures, Nikatab is written
in the Ruach of Elohim,
in the Ruach, which is in the spirit of Elohim,
and profitable for Lamed.
We talked about before, is profitable for reproof. What you say for Lamed?
Teaching.
It don't say. It said that what you looking at.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't see that. I say profitable for reproof.
Because they got it too small.
Oh, okay. Profitable for teaching to Lamed, which is to instruct and to show. He still got it wrong. What we looking at? What happened? What did I miss?
I think the word is not Lamed. It looks like it's Horath.
No, you asking for correction? Over to him. Horath. Let's see what Horath is. Well, it's probably the newer writing of Lamed since, they transitioned over from the Roman writing, because the Romans would have been, when we got this, we was under captivity under the Romans. So all that's going to change, just like with anything. Like we'll have different Abari groups, Hebrew groups, they call them. A lot of us will have certain words or certain dialects we'll use a little differently. And that'll be because of regions, pronunciation with certain people in certain parts of the United States. Everybody, English is the dominant speech, but there are certain words we use that too, like down in the country, we said drink, we didn't say soda pop. Some of them just say pop. Some will put it together, soda pop, some say soda, depending. So there's a different dialect, but we're saying the same thing. And a lot of times I think, when you look at this, you got to look at how much man's speech progressed, especially when they came into captivity with other people. So with being in the captivity of other people, certain things, dialects change. Certain enunciation of words change. Because you got to remember, all of them didn't go into captivity. When we were told to go into captivity, all of Yehuda wouldn't go. Some of them stayed in Jerusalem. And Yehuda clearly told you, I refuse those people. Some even decided to go back to Mizraim for help. So there were those of us that went into the captivity. He said, and these I will acknowledge. So there are a lot of things, and you got to look at this, why the people didn't go into captivity, because they thought too much of themselves. The people that humbled themselves and didn't put themselves to a high regard, they submitted and came up under the yoke of. And see, a lot of times that's what happened to us. A lot of times you don't consider it, but when it comes down to what we do, there's nothing that we've been told to do that we can't do. I was a believer, there were things we couldn't do. It's just not humanly possible because of how we're made and how, composite of how we're kind of set up and the type of person we are. And family, my family ain't no punk, my family ain't weak, and all these different things. All these are excuses. Everything that he gave us to do is doable. It's doable. Just like you can make the choice and effort to commit Kaphar, you can make the choice and effort to do right. I mean, it's proven you can do it. These are options, but it has to be a matter of how valuable you find it to be for you to live versus dying. So I think a lot of times when people start to learn how things attach, how things work, you start to look at things differently, okay? Let's look at something. I know I call this about, all the writing. See if that's Yachazaqal. See if it's 18:10, or whatever it is. And Yachazaqal, that they call Ezekiel, it means that Elohim strengthens. Okay? So the purpose of going here, we're looking for strength, right? People say, I want to get stronger. Well, why don't you go look in the book of strength? Yachazaqal. 18 and 10. All right, let's see. It's a call. No, you. Hey. All right, listen.
And if he fathers a being who is violent, who sheds dumb and
This
doesn't.
your cause call 18. See if it's 20 and 10. Let me hear 20 and 1 first. He said if he fathers a being. Listen.
And it was the 7th Shana in the 5th Yarik on the 10th of the Yarik. Anashim of the Zakanim of Yasharal came to inquire of Yahuwah and sat before me. And the Debar of Yahuwah came to me, saying,
What is he saying?
Ben of Ish, or Ben of Adam, speak to the Zakanim of Yasharal, and say to them, Thus says my Adon Yahuwah,
What happened?
do you come to inquire of me? As I, Kai, declares my Adon Yahuwah, I shall not be inquired of by you.
That's amazing because just reading it. Let's see something why, and I'll tell you what I see. All right, listen.
Shall you shafit them? Shall you shafit them, Ben of Adam, make them know the abominations of their abode?
So now, what is he looking at? First of all, he's looking at Yahuwah, looking at that the Zakanim, the elders. These people came to the ancient. That's what they would call it. Like people, it's amazing. We would call people, so man, you so old, you ancient. You'll find some of that terminology right there, call them the ancient. So they would look at the elders, the people before them. They came to inquire, to ask questions, and he let them know that he would not be inquired of by them. And then he wanted to let them know why, unlike us sometimes, it's because I told you. So he said, well, now he asked Yachazaqal, will you judge these people? Will you tell them what the abomination is? Did he answer, did he say abomination? Or what did he say? Will you tell them what? The abomination. I think that word is ta'ab, T-A, what's that, apostrophe? A-B, ta'ab. I don't know what they used up there for it. That's one of that's ta'ab is what they use. Okay, ta'ab. Abomination, detestable. Then he would address T-A, then you'll put the apostrophe, and then you'll do A-B. I don't know how they put it up there.
They spelled it T-O with the
Just T.
Yeah, and then A-B.
They got the T, the A, no doubts. So what they probably use, well, no problem. What they do, they use the Nakud. So the Nakud, and we've been told so much stuff that have made a mess from people who haven't properly, don't really know what they're saying. When you look at the Nakud is actually an Auryah word. I don't know why these people told us and had us believing this stuff was Greek. The Nakud is actually in your writings. It's in the 9th chapter, and one of the places in the 9th chapter of the book of Yahushua, they call Joshua. The Nakud means crumbs. That's why if you look, you'll see the dots. When you don't those vowel points they use, you'll notice they're always dots or something over there. That's what they look at, they crumbs, little fragments. That's what Nakuds are, and that's what they use to try to tell you, although this letter is the Aleph, the way it's actually enunciated when you're saying it, it's more a T-O sound versus a T-A sound. Y'all got what I'm saying? So what the Nakud do when they put those little crumb dots there, those vowel points, it allows you to know how it's actually enunciated. Y'all got it? So you kind of know. People told me years ago the Nakud, this ain't nothing new, it's something old, we just don't talk about it. People got all these different ideas about things, but a lot of stuff right in your writings. People just, you know, when you want to fight stuff, and I admit it, I was a fighter of stuff. You don't realize it when you're doing it. I say this, I never did it purposely. I say it like Shaul did. I did it in ignorance and unbelief. A lot of things we've done is dangerous when you do things and you know it, don't do it. He said to him that know to do too, but don't do it. He said, that'd be Kaphar for you. That'd be Kaphar for you. So it's dangerous to know to do good and don't do it. He said, because that would be a violation. So a lot of things I've done, and I'm a believer now that he allowed it to happen so I would stop, so I wouldn't, where I would get away from something that men typically do, which is lean to your own understanding. Because he said, in all your ways acknowledge me. He said, then I'll nakah your dirab, which is I'll direct your path. Y'all got it? And a lot of times we don't. This is a fool's goal. I go Shabbat. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't be homongering and chasing, going on nightclub. But if that inner man not right, you missing out on a lot of things you need to do before you burn. Mm-hmm. It's bad to have that kind of conversation when you still going to the same place as the person in the club, drinking, smoking, and homongering at midnight rambling.
That's right.
See, people fooled with that. These are things you do preliminary. These are preliminary things. You can't really deal with a person on the heart at the beginning. You got to get a person first on the superficial parts to get them there first. Then as people get into it and realize, I've done that, but it's like I'm kind of stuck there because now we need to start doing some internal working. Y'all got it? Because a lot of times when you first come in, everything is more or less like makeup. If you got a blotch on your face, you just put some foundation on it. There's a lot of stuff you can do. It's all superficial. But as you really get more serious and you set and you start the process for yourself, I'm really not growing. You see, the one or two things, I'm not getting the word, I'm not really examining, assessing myself properly. You got it? So I can start getting the growth. Because that's where the benefit comes in. If people, you big on benefits, and I think sometimes what happens for us, what hurt us is our everyday living. Like everyday living, people got away from like working for companies and jobs, being under people with restrictions, and people tell you what you do, trying to control you. So people got out and they become self-employed. And so where benefits ain't important, as long as you make enough money, you can pay your own benefit. I take care of myself. And they become dangerous. Those benefits become essential when you look at certain things happening. And that's how you learn. So people broke away from the mandate of being under somebody, having a set time, having things being obligated, and now they got to look at anything else they do. It's got to work around their schedule because they got me working these stupid old days. And that's kind of how you got yourself away from Yahuwah. You start serving them like that. You serve them as a contractor. Only thing with Yahuwah with contractor, he don't give you full benefits. See, you were told when you had Aberdeen that you weren't supposed to get them everything that you gave the ones that were, that were bound to you, that were kept down. Because those people go work for somebody paying more money. They can just pop and go. But those people were bound to you, couldn't go nowhere. So it was just like with Abraham. He circumcised everybody. Even his male servant. You think they were contractors? They were bound to him. Well, that's the same thing we look at now. We're going to look at this. Why you don't have what you need? Because you've been serving him as a contractor. You can get them go anytime you get ready. You like it like that. I don't want to be held down. I don't want to be controlled by nobody. I don't want nobody trying to tell me what to do. Listen, man, I said, listen, you better go talk to one of them. Ain't no boy. See, when you humble, you can't do that. When you committed and you can't go nowhere else, you can't do that. A slave can never do that. See, but a free man can. So now you know what he told us about your freedom. You might be using it as a cloak. See, you can justify a lot of stuff as a free man. He said now you start to cover your stuff up and you're using your freedom for a cloak. For using it for a liberty to commit Kaphar. Y'all got it? Everything you were told, even with a master, it makes sense. I mean, you think about me. I looked at it like this. Man, this book talking about being a slave. Say, obey your master, slave. Well, let's see. First of all, I'm a man. How you obey a spirit? Somebody tell me. Get up and demonstrate. Okay, no helpers. Okay, so I do know about obeying a man, right? Especially when a man got the ruler. Typically, if you are a slave, this person has something over you. They have some type of authority. They have some type of weaponry, some type of hold strain on you to keep you there and keep you bound and committed to some things, correct? Well, he needs you to learn how to do that so you know how to serve him. Think about it. You can just walk off and go. Somebody who got that job, no, man, I can't just be jumping up there, walk out this job, man. I got bills to pay. Man, oh, you job scared. Plenty of y'all job scared niggas. Y'all scare me. See, you'll get messed, and this is what happened. I'm telling you about now. How many of y'all familiar with these conversations? People talking about, oh, we're familiar with it. And sometimes you don't realize you bought that conversation when it came out of your salvation. You let somebody push you in and you job scared. You let somebody put you and you gonna try to be like somebody else. When you gotta realize something, he wanted you to know how to treat and how you serve a master because he wanted you to know what kind of reverence you're supposed to give him. And the only way you to know it as a man, how would you know that? How would you know that self of captivity and being bound? And understanding how much rule, how much authority that master has over you. How much that master control whether or not you live or die. They control your freedom. Listen, that master could come and say, you know what? You've been serving me pretty good. I'm gonna give you your paper. And if somebody stop, they can see them papers. They say, boy, what you doing on here, boy? Boy, you ain't got no business on here. He said, Master Smith down, he give me my papers. They look at the papers and said, what? Get out of here, nigga, before I kill you. See that? That's what he giving. He giving us a freedom, but now we done took it, we use it for a cloak. Now we done started doing things that we're not allowed to do. And you can see why it makes sense now they kept us so in a sense, we constantly stayed in the captivity. We constantly sat up on the hard test mountain. So when we saw him, we saw liberty because he still offered in the same regimen. I want you to be a slave, but I'm going to show you how a slave should properly be treated when a slave follows and commits themselves. But for us, we hadn't committed ourselves. Even when Yahushua came down here, he was a slave. He was a servant. He was a slave. Y'all hear, this was a chore. This was a duty he had to do. That's it. And what happened with us, you feel like you have options, and your options is what hurting you. You don't have no option. You either gonna live or die. Everybody living want to keep living. That's fool go to my, I'm good, I'm ready to die. You just running your mouth. That's your hurt talking. Anybody living ready to die. Only way you ready to die if you're in a whole bunch of pain suffering. And it's killing you so bad you ready to succumb to it. Because the pain has worn on you so much that you're willing to say, I'm ready to transition out from this position now. Dying, I'm not afraid anymore. It's the pain that killing me a living. Now you got to be able to transfer that kind of mindset. That you got to look at the things that you suffer in this world. You got to be willing to transfer from it to move over to something that gives a better comfort. And a lot of times it doesn't happen for it because like now, who in here ready to die today? Y'all see my hand up in the air? Typically we not. People say that, typically not. It's things we need to get arranged, personal things. It's things we need to do business-wise. Just things we need to let people know. We need to make sure people graduate, make sure other things happen, make sure some things in play, make sure we don't leave other people in. I ain't ready to die. I got all that together, I still ain't ready. But I just used to make it look like I ain't scared, so we got cover stories, okay? But this is something that you eventually got to do. So what Yahushua did when he came down here, he committed his life to such a way to where, you know, I've lived my life to this point. And you saw even with him, he even tried to resist death. And that's coming in, listen, owning nothing. You know what I'm saying? Committing himself to no other obligation but to the will of Elohim. Yet when he got to that point, he even looked at the fact of, I can't change my mind in this whole situation. Just a little bit more. Letting you know just what kind of pressure, what it takes when you look at that transit, even with information, what you really struggle with. So that's so much that we got to look at him coming through, showing us that we're trying to come along and capitalize on the information off the fact of, okay, what he struggled at was the fact that this was his first time doing it. This wasn't something he had been like going over for weeks and weeks and months and years and years. He came over, no matter how long he saw it, he might have sat down and had a whole lot of working in the writings of it, in the scripting of it, and putting people in play to do it, but he himself had actually role played it. So when you actually put things into practice, you see a whole different result. Just like with salvation, everybody wants it, but they don't want to do what it takes to achieve it. Even with him, he came out. Y'all don't think his whole goal was he wanted to try to be on the right hand of the Abba. That was his goal. He wanted to rule. He wanted to be supreme. But what does it take to do that? Just like you want to obtain the Ruach HaKodesh, what does it really take to do this? Okay, 9-23 right quick, Auryah. I know I called that, we'll finish. Who will see fit? Auryah. Listen.
He said to all them, if anyone desires to follow me, disown his Kai and carry his tooth daily and follow me.
Let me tell you what's key for me now. Desire. Can we look at that, please? Because I'll be honest, I don't desire everything. So the fact that you will use that in speech, I know these people just translate and write it, but for me, I just want to know what desire. I mean, a strong feeling of wanting to have something, or they use wishing for something to, that's what he said. If you strongly desire to do this, then he wants you to know something. Let's think about what would make you strongly desire. Let's just be honest. Well, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I want you to tell no lie. Because I'm going to be honest with you, asking the question is going to be almost crazy to me. And the reason why I say it's going to be crazy, because your action going to show if that's something you really strongly desire. Because it'll be what you're willing to put off. It's what you're willing to not do and what you're willing to do. So I want to put you through that. If enough hand go up mine and shoot up, maybe he won't call me. It ain't about trying to trap nobody in their lives. It's something about we got to look at it. Yeah, think about this. So let's picture Yahushua. Just picture a man, however you're going to picture, white or black. Don't let the color throw you. To make that conversation, what kind of condition were they in, the fact that he would tell them that? What made them want to go after him or follow him? What kind of condition were they in? What was the situation? A lot of these things are key. These are key things for me. What? Because now you're saying, if you're going to do it, you're going to need to have a strong feeling about this wanting. Because now you're going to let them know what you're going to do from that. Your strong feel with your wanting got to have. It's just like sometimes a woman, I want this man, a man, I want this woman. Then you get them, what does it take to keep them? Sometimes you get them, you say, listen, I wasn't trying to do that. It's just been honest. He let them know, you have a desire to want to do this, but let me tell you what you're going to need to do. And it ain't just a desire, it's strong desire. And make sure we have a strong wanting is what it is. This is key for us because if you don't have that, you shouldn't have been following. Let me tell y'all something else. That strong wanting is going to make a difference on what you're willing to do. A lot of us, let me tell you why we're not successful. Because that's not really something you strongly want. There's some stuff you want, but don't get you, say, okay, that's what it is. But if that's something you strongly want, you're not satisfied till you get it. Okay? And that's why I know I don't want to ask the question. Because it ain't about putting y'all in no trapping you in no lies or word playing you. It's about us really understanding, why would you make that statement? They're like a homeless man on the street. If anybody want to come after me, let him deny. You're like, who stopped this homeless man telling me, man, I'm trying to consider what I got to get up. That thing ain't a second thought in your mind. But for him to make the statement, what was the situation with the people? What was the crowd? What was the mentality of the people? The fact that he let them know that if you strongly want to do this thing, I need to let you know what all this entails. Because where we're at, the way of y'all, and those that have been following me for years, we're at a place where this shouldn't even be a question. And the show is not a question, it should be in our behavior. Hello? Let's see what want means, please. Want. We know strong. We'll look up both of these words. How about we look them up separately? I know you define want. I want some water. Have a desire to possess or do something. He's saying wish for. This is what one. So he's telling these people, if you have a desire, it needs to, can I see strong? Having the power to move heavy weights or perform other physical demanding tasks. I think that fits well. Strong desire, strong wanting. Having the power to move heavy weights or perform physically demanding tasks. That's what it is. Because let's see what he's going to ask us to do. This comes from the word desire. 923 of Auryah. Listen.
He said to all of them, if anyone desires to follow me.
So he said to the one person that wanted to go. So it was more than one person. Y'all should have stopped me. I didn't say that correctly. It never said one person. He said all of them. What did he say to all of them?
If anyone desires to follow
If
me,
anyone has a strong desire or wanting for, what you got to do?
disown his kai.
See that? Now it makes sense when we look at the word, we looked up strong and want. Because these are some heavy things on you. There's some of that stuff, it can be heavy on your heart. So you have to be able to physically be able to handle that task. Listen.
And carry his toot daily and follow me.
See that? Strong. You ain't got to just pick it up and drop it right. It before probably get. No, you're gonna do this every day. So you know what your desire got to be? You like, I did it one time. I ain't gonna keep doing this stuff. He said, no, you're gonna have a strong desire for this. Because it's a lot of tasks you're gonna do. You physically gonna be up to. So you said, and I talked to y'all about physically taking care of yourself, doing things, because a lot of these things he asks you to do, these are challenging things. And when you're not up to par in any other area, that's the area gonna break you. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, tithes often break people. So shalom makes sense when you start looking at your prosperity, you start looking at your health, you start looking at your wealth. Because listen, no, all this stuff gonna get challenged. Your health, EU, you saw where you got to challenge that? Health, wealth, and prosperity. See, he want to, guess what? He ain't gonna believe it, Jerry. He was physically strong. Physically strong. This is what you gotta do. If you don't set yourself any mitigating out of the factors you got going on, they're gonna play a part, they're gonna hinder and distract you on your walk. That's why he asked her, if there's something that you really desire to do, you really want to do strongly, then physically you're gonna be up for the challenge.
That's right.
To move heavy weights. There's a lot of things you have to move. Ain't that right? Because these are tasks. This is a task he's telling them to do. You gotta do this every day. You picked it up and dropped it down, telling me I'm gonna go back and I'll be back next year at that time. He said, I don't know what you're thinking. You're gonna be picking this up every day. Mm-hmm. So now everybody look and say, I ain't interested in doing that. So this is not something that you really strongly desire. This is not something you really want to. That's why people can give it. That's why them tell you why you hadn't really fully committed, because it's not really something you want. Y'all want the truth? It's not something you want. I know what you're saying. It's something I want. Let me tell you why. I go over this because I want y'all to remember. I remember clearly where I was, how I felt, and what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do, okay? I remember the situations of the crime. I remember putting the gun to my head on a couple occasions. I remember being so disgusted, just done with myself. It just felt like just disgusted. It's like, cause I'm like, I should be further than that. I should go ahead and do it. I put in my mind to do it and it's not. And it was just mentally, it would wreck my smoke. I drank, I sat back, I'd be thinking about it. I just started crying. I just like, I don't get it. It's like, why, so I wrestled with that so long. It was like, this is gonna be your life. You're gonna, listen, it was like, he was on, can I borrow you for a second, Cam? Leave me alone. I want you to walk fast. Turn around. Just kind of where you want to walk. You feel that? That's how I felt like. And I felt like this man gonna kill me. That thing bothered me. It was like, oh my goodness. It's like he was on me. It was like I'm not getting a break. When I'm thinking I'm good, I'm doing something, I'm thinking I'm good, that thing I just started crying. I just going back over. You failed again. You failed. You keep making these commitments, you're gonna stop. You keep saying you're gonna stop. You keep saying, you keep going, you just keep going. Then I got out of the major, I felt like the major situation was getting out of shacking, getting out of the smoking. So I said, well, get out of drinking. I said, do that, I just keep smoking weed. This guy there just stop that. Just like, you still keep half-stepping. You keep trying to make these half-steps. Looking like, but these are great moves for me. And he looking like, it ain't satisfied. I ain't satisfied. It's like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? I know, but I'm still trying. I just need to cling to something. You know what I'm saying? Let me hold something. It's like this killing me. But it's like, how that don't make sense because you were ready to kill yourself. So how's it killing you if you stop doing everything? If you died, you were gonna stop. Because the mind, when you're a transgressor, is always trying to figure out, get close enough to where people speak well and feel good about you, but he didn't give it to me, him. I appreciate him. I appreciate it. It was a hard fight. I appreciate that because he could have told me, you good. Keep on, you can still fornicate, just, you know what I'm saying? Don't be excessive. And now you leave that in a man's hand. How much is not excessive? You know what I'm saying? If you ain't doing it every 5-10 minutes. So you gonna keep on justifying, maybe once a month, then every other week, something like that, and every week, and 3 times, 4 times a week, just not every day. I mean, just don't be every minute of the hour. That's it. Because you'll always make up your own right. And you always hinder, distract yourself. And you know what I appreciate the fact though, and why I keep reciting it over with you guys to stay on top of y'all thing. He didn't give me rest with it. I appreciate the fact he didn't say, you good. That'll mess me up. That'll set me up. I just felt like it's like I can't win. It's like you ain't gonna let me have nothing. But I appreciate him. Set me up to be able to sit and shower y'all today. Cause he could have either just told me, you know what I'm saying, you good. Like my friend, I had friends decided, they said, man, you a good nigga, man. You always help out people. I said, no, I'm not. They just stopped talking. They see it, and they put them in an awkward spot. They say, look at this nigga's in grind. For street nigga, they just throw you off. You like, this nigga's in grind. But I couldn't help myself. If I wanted to, I couldn't help myself. I knew it threw them all off. It just threw them off. They just stopped. Everybody just kind of just, the move down the punch type. How do we leave from that awkward situation? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I already told him, he a good nigga. That part of me suck it up. We good. That man, you a good nigga. You be helping people. I said, no, I'm not. He never let me bought into that. Oh, you are though, but you do be. I be like, oh man, he right. I be helping people. Never. And at that point, they didn't know what to say. They don't do no church. They thinking. At that point, I don't know what to tell them. It's just time to go. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the fact at the time when things happen, you don't process it that way. You don't process it. You feel like he picking on you. People don't want to be around you now. You like, it ain't making no sense. You just feel like, everything is on top of you. It's like you being watched, like you might be driving. I'll pull over somewhere and just pull over. I said that was them right now. At the project, pull over, I just wait. I just wait, look, see that car, turn around and come back. Then I see another car come straight. I said, he used a different car. He called somebody else. They knew I could see him. All my mind. Listen, stuff was weighing me. I was just going, stuff was happening. I was just like, I got to get away. Every time I look around, it was just so much. I had a friend came to see one time. They came. I said, what's up? He said, man, the DA came. I said, DA? He said, man, they locked me up. I said, man, like, what you come here for? Mm-hmm. Mama got the one I said, he said, man, I had to turn stable. I'm saying to myself, you came to my house and DA done caught you. I said, all this stuff was just wrecking my mind. But everything he was doing, it was working for me too. Because I need to see everything around me fail. That's why I'm telling y'all, you know why I know you guys ain't ready? Everything ain't failed around you. Everything around me will fail. They were falling like flies. They were going, and I would keep trying to still do something. Say, well, I'm cutting back. I'm doing something. I'm cutting back. So I'm trying to work my way out there. Somebody get hit. I was just looking at it. It's like, what's going on? It's like he just narrowed this thing down. Like, how long does it take you to see this? It's you. You are. Listen. You the nuclear. You finna be out of here, son. That drove my hand to make that change. Listen, man, on everything I got, this all I got. On everything I got, this all I got. Y'all guys got something else. Remember when I asked y'all, somebody ate, somebody here got something else. I know you do, because listen, if he put you in that right situation, you ain't got no choice. I ain't doing it because this something at the first I want to do. I'm saying, why not try live right? I've seen people do it before. Right, wasn't in my vocabulary. Wouldn't know how to do it, wasn't looking for it. All I know how to do everything, you steal or you take. The people around, that's all I do. That's all we do. We stole or we told. Even he had a mind phrase, I was like, why you stealing? We mine. He said, you always steal. That is for life. We got the money, steal anyway. It was like, you just steal. That's what type of person. So this is your mentality. This is your way of life. You don't realize this has become you. Other people influence it. They talking about influence. You say how big now people go on the internet. What they trying to become? where other people see me and they start getting products or doing what I do, that show you how many people don't have an identity.
Yep.
None of
That's
those
right.
people move. I don't follow no influencer.
That's right.
I'm already been influenced. I'm already persuaded.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know that tells you how many people I heard the fact that people follow influencer? I'm looking for somebody to follow. I just follow that person. I look at sometimes people follow. I say, why are these people following? What did this person do?
Mm-hmm.
Cause they're influencer. Can we say what influence is? I'm sorry, y'all. We supposed to be talking about something, man. I'm up here talking about my raggedy life, holding y'all up. But I'm honest as I can be about it, though. And I want somebody else to get that freedom and liberty until everything around you crash. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all want the truth? You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it. The capacity to have an effort on it don't even say person. It say character. I'm not worried about it, because once I get the character, that's your makeup. That's your makeup. Your character. Sometimes you tell folks, your kids, you're acting out of character. See, these people, these folks are, listen, that's the effort on the character. Development or behavior of someone or something or the effect itself. I would never follow one of them. Because that's why I told you, I try to be careful. Things have a way of attaching themselves to you. And you don't be careful. These people are coming on and they change your character. Let me tell you something, how this works. Just so you know how influence works. Influencers are not new, okay? In the 7th chapter of the book of Alah Ha Dabarym. Let me see it, please. Influencers. That's influence. We're looking at influencer. How about that? Alah Ha, Deuteronomy. Say that 7. We'll read down 7, 1, 3, 1. Alah Ha Dabarym. We'll do 7-1. Listen.
When Yahuwah your all brings you into the arise, where you are entering to possess it.
See, not just that's just a different. Believe it or not, Chris, it's a different. He said where you're entering. Just like you entered in that door, that means you staying in Him. You came in the door. Are y'all gonna be staying here? So you entered. So make a difference. He told you and possessing. Can I see possessing or possess? He's gonna probably come up and tell us something about possess. Might come up with some kind of black magic stuff too. You put possesses, okay. Have as belonging to one. No, you're fine. You're fine. Have as belonging to one. Own. Own. Hello? That makes a difference. So, see, I want y'all to start keying into certain things when people take it. He said, when you come to enter into the land, what land? How long am I going to be there? That make a difference. How many of y'all going to put on a tuxedo to go somewhere for 5 minutes? I ain't going to be there long enough for it. Why am I doing it? So what you going to ask me to do, how long am I going to be there? And then you said, well, what you enter, it's going to be yours. That make a difference. That's going to make a difference out of the response you're going to get from me. So he said, now, when you enter into the land that Yahuwah give you now to possess it, meaning you're going to own this. You're going to have it for yourself. What happened?
And clears away many Goyim from before your Panim, the Kittites, and the Girgazites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Chuites, and the Jebusites, 7 Goyim greater and stronger than you.
See that? They're greater and stronger than you. What happened?
And when Yahuwah your all delivers them before your Panim, and you defeat them, then you shall utterly destroy them. You shall make no berith with them, nor show con to them.
Tell me why.
And you shall not intermarry with them.
Why?
You shall not give your banuth to their banim, nor shall you take their banuth for your banim.
Why?
For they shall turn your Banim away from following me to serve other mighty ones.
They're
Then the anger of you,
influencers. They're influencers. I wanted you to see how I deal with a transgressor. That's why I told you not to show them. So Khan isn't new with us. Because he just told them not to show them Khan. How would they know what Khan is? So they would have to be, we'll call, familiar with what Khan was. Don't show them any favor. Don't allow them to get away with this. Don't just go with, oh, I ain't know, I was raised in a single parent home. My dad, my uncle now molested me. My cousin touched me 5 times. So which one of them people he was gonna spell? He said, don't show them Khan. He can't ask them not to show something they don't know, can they? They would have to know what Khan was. He just said, don't do it. So you know what else they understood? When Yahuwah come back and he gave retribution for their behavior, he ain't showing us no Khan. When he come and he kill our kids, when he kill our wives and strike down the husband, he take down the strong man, he's not showing us Khan. You know why? Because he like your influencers. And I got to cut influencers off. When he told him he come in, remember he told him he was going to clear the land? That means this was going to be physical, strenuous. They won't have to have a desire to possess that land. Because what you're getting ready to do is going to be physical. You're going to be physical. You want to be physically fit and set for it mentally. Because you're going to have to look at somebody who he said kill, and in your end, you're looking at, I mean, can't they, I mean, we can't give, nobody no break. Nobody. Kill them all. See, they needed to deal it at their hands. He needed it to be done from their hand. You think naturally that wasn't in their heart? You see, I don't care what nobody tell you. That's you just an animal. You killing the kid. It's a kid. He said, but I want you to kill it. Because I told you why. Look at these people right here. These people are influencers. These people are the reason why things are happening and they're out of course. I want you to kill these people. And I don't want you to show, I don't care if they begging. When you run them down, they get on their ground, they start snot-nosing and begging and praying and telling you their story about what they're going through and how their life ain't been fair to them. And if they had another chance, they'll get over, kill them. They did it. They did it. Tell them why. What does it say, Chris?
For they shall turn your Banim away from following me to serve other mighty ones. Then the anger of Yahuwah shall be kindled against you, and he shall quickly destroy you.
So I had to make a contingent for them. See, I got a reason why I want to kill these people. These people that's going to be begging you, they're going to be crying again, they loud, they story. One time, something real bad happened to me. And life ain't never been fair to me. So please don't kill me. And they have only know my mom, my dad, only one. They say, you good? I gotta kill you. You ain't gonna believe it. This is why the people of Yachazaqal will understand about Khan and Kasib. Because this thing turned back around. Now we executed it. We executed looking at, think about it. First of all, if I kill your wife, it ain't mine. If I kill your kid, it ain't mine. They come back around and he start doing things to us and my wife get killed and my kids get killed. I'm like, he must think I'm like some bad person or something. He must think I'm like some person like that'll go out here and corrupt the world or something. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm being treated, like how we getting slaughtered and getting done, I'm really a good person. He said, no, you're not. And he needed you to cut those people off and let you hear the crimes of those people. So when he came back and he did it, you will start to associate. You said, that's kind of crazy. The way he killing us, it's almost like we like some Hittites or some Jebusites or something. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll go out here and help people like I'm out here, got people doing wrong or something. See, he let you go and he let you execute on such judgment on somebody. Then when he come back and give it to you, you would associate and you'll realize why. What kind of person you are that you keep begging and saying you repent and you sorry, but you're not honest. You're not genuine. He knew the hearts of those people. Why you think he told us not to spare them? He looked at, you will buy these people a story. I know the hearts of these people. So you can see why Dawood wanted him to create something for him. What they wanted, so an electric car? I began stuff to a clean heart. And he wanted to get what kind of, he didn't just want to rule out. He said, can I get the right one?
It's
Can I get the right one? Because I've been wrong. Can I just get the right one?
That's right.
See, you know, think about it. When you read this story, it just sounds like, man, we coming. That's how we going to do these white folks, these crackers. We're going to be killing these crackers. We're going to be taking these crackers out these Edomites. We're going to be slaughtering them. And we didn't realize that he came back to slaughter us. So is it possible we some crackers? Because why are all our people getting slaughtered? Why are our kids getting killed? Why is it the police, why they can shoot you down and they don't buy you, they don't give you a chance break and they can just do that? How could it be that he could have told them that when you see these people who outpopulate you, don't you have no pit on these people? These people are influencers. These people will turn your love away from me. So now we got to see what these people saw. Somebody who wouldn't give them a chance. Somebody who just took them out and just like they was some kind of animal, some type of dog or something. He said, but you were good with doing it to somebody else. Why your story ain't been told like that? Why you ain't told about the crooked cop that came along and killed these people and their kids? Unarmed kids. We can talk about the 12-year-old boy got killed up in Ohio. When we talk about all the kids you killed. We can talk about Sandra Blunt. Let's talk about how many women, how many you killed out in the sand and buried in the sand. See, we always look and we can justify when things are done to other people, but you just never look at yourself the same way. Because when he come back and he execute judgment on us, don't it make sense that he said, don't spare these people? He looked at these people right here, turn people's hearts away. And amazingly, you kind of have that same trait. That you can turn people away. That you can influence her. That you can change other people's character. And you never look at yourself the same way. When I say you, I'm talking about Tony Smith too. This is all about honesty today and us addressing ourselves. If we're going to get right, we got to start being honest with ourselves. When we look at it, those people that got the order were the people that received the punishment of the order of kill these people and take these people out. I'll be honest with you today. I should have been in the number. I should have been one of them killed. I influenced a lot of people. I messed up a lot of people. I did a lot of wrong to a lot of people. And yet, he didn't get an order to kill me.
That's right.
When I was in my transgression. So it makes me become appreciative. Even more, it's a small word to really try to tell you how I feel about it and why I stay dedicated to him, why I'm willing to do whatever I got to do. Because all I look at, that was supposed to happen to me. That was supposed to happen to me. He said that they'll turn away your benin, away from following me, so they can serve other mighty ones. Then the anger of Yahuwah shall be kindled against you, and he shall quickly destroy you. Let me ask y'all this. Those people that came out Mizraim, y'all remember they came out? Mushak went up. What was it, 39 and a half days? Oh, 40 days. Numbers get off like that. 40 days. He stayed. And the people saw that he was coming down fast. He delayed. He delayed coming. He was coming. It was just taking too long. That's dangerous. The fact that they would have said he ain't coming versus delayed is a different. He not coming versus delayed is a different statement. Okay? Meaning it's taking too long for me. You ain't gonna believe it. You think Yahuwah done delayed his coming, don't you? So you done went out and you done start to do some things, some practice. I mean, even Kaphar came back and told you that. But since both have fallen asleep, they said all things have continued the same. And he told her that Yahuwah was not slack concerning his bereavement.
That's right.
As some ish
Count them slack.
have count slack. But he said, rather, he said, I'm long suffering.
Long suffering.
You know he was going to kill them people when he came down. He told Moshe, no, go ahead and take them. I'll come back and get them in today. Because I'm long suffering. That's the only way they could see with long suffering. You know what them people had to go along and look at? One day come back together. He said, I'm long suffering. Because I was kind of looking for these people to repent. I was kind of hoping somebody instead of walking around saying, well, I'm going to hell anyway. Don't you're like, man, why are you doing that, man? For what? I'm going to hell anyway. Why are you talking like that? Why? I'm going to hell anyway. He said, I was on the land it because I was trying to give you a chance to repent. My tikva, you know what I'm saying, was that you would change. When he sent Yuna to Nineveh, he said, y'all got no time at all. About a quick second, everybody in Nineveh gonna die. Y'all remember that when he went to Nineveh? I'm gonna need a check. He shook his head. Come on, Jessica. Jessica, I'm gonna need a check. Come on, you shook your head. You can't be a Grinch. That means you're Grinch. See, influenced her. Come on, get a check. My brother just called. He said, my brother talking. He said, I was like, I'm trying to teach. He said, I know, but listen. It's some fun. He said, why? You can influence some of that. They'll just be answering anything. Probably because y'all hungry. I'm gonna put the check up. Yes, I'm scared. Yeah, put it up now. So these are things we really sit back and we just kind of look at. He told them 40 days. He said 40 days, Yahuwah was going to destroy Nineveh. And it's only because he was trying to get them a chance to repent. See, what we go on the fact of, well, he said he's going to destroy me. What's the purpose? But I gave you time. I gave you time. I didn't cut you off. I gave you time. I was trying to give you time to get up there. The only reason he's putting up with us now, that's including Thomas Smith, because he's trying to give us time. So that's why I'm trying to go back over things, look at things I've done, look at things if I hadn't looked at it clear, if I hadn't expressed it in the right way. I want to make sure it's right because I might not get that chance again. A lot of stuff we take for granted. I know y'all live. So how many of y'all did that last year? Kaphar, how many of y'all did it the year before that? How many of y'all did the year before that? It ain't guaranteed you're going to make it the next time. See, it can start getting your practice till you make it a practice that you don't consider. A lot of things we're doing, these were practice that he was giving you to get you ready for something. Listen, Passat, it putting you up on new growth. That's new growth. That's all there. When it start to get ready, you got your first harvest that come in, which is what they call Ukak Shabuah, Pentecost. That's the first fruits. Those are the first fruit. That's why we come in, because we'll bring him. We're telling them, listen, as soon as it came up, we gave it to you. Who didn't do this? Hands. Kaya. You see the difference? Now, the fact that you read on yesterday, you heard about Habal, and you heard about Kaya, who they call Cain. He told you he gave it in the days. But yet Yahuwah told you, I desire first, which means I have a strong wanting for this. I have a strong physical want for this thing. You got me? This is something I want, but you didn't give it to me. So you can't expect to reciprocate some of value to yourself because you gave me something I didn't ask you for. I didn't ask you for your last. I told you give me your first. Y'all got it? And these are little things that people don't find to be, I just do what I can. That's all. Really, as long as you're trying. I got out of that just trying. Don't just try. Let's just do it. Because a lot of times in your way, if I say I'm going to try, then I set room up that it's a possibility I ain't going to be able to do it. And which way you think they're going to lean more to?
Not going to do it.
Not going to do it. Especially if something I'm really mandated to do. But you know what I can say though? I ain't lie. I tried. You see how you can play with words and words can justify your action? Oh, you trying to say I'm a liar? Because you know what the book told me was going to get me? He said, for a young man, the 9th chapter book of Kahalab, they call it. He said, whatever, he said, whatever I can find, he told me to do it with all my might. He said, you do it with all your might. He said, because there ain't no power. He said, ain't no strength. He said, not in the cabal where you going. Y'all don't believe that? You ain't going to believe it. You know where they put Yahushua at? They put him in the grave. And y'all remember how he put his hands up to that rock and rolled it? See, Malachi came down there and did it. Because he got to stick. Listen, at the end of the day, the word still got to be right. Mm-hmm. He told you there is no power and no strength. He's not in the cabal where you going. So he let a Malachite come down there and roll back the stone. Now, I mean, people are, well, I used to have that saying. I said, when I die, so I don't know where I'm going. I said, hell didn't want me, heaven didn't want me, hell was too scared I was going to take over. I heard it from somebody else. And you can get that in your psyche. Fool's gold. Fool's gold. You can easily put out your mouth, you're not ready for the real actions of it.
That's right.
And what we come back and we starting to learn now, there's a lot of things we bought into because people were influences for us. And they changed our character. I wasn't raised the way I turned out to be, but influences came. You know what he told you in the book of Marshall 1 and 13 or whatever? He said, if Kataim enticed thee, what was it doing? Consent thou not. No. I know this old girl, man, she let her run a train on him. No. No. He told me not to consent. Don't give heed to it. Don't buy into it. It's a lot of things we buy into. We don't, because sometimes we get put in odd situations. You say, well, I'm just go, but I ain't gonna do nothing. Not that situation. But you wind up getting yourself pushed in the thing. You don't realize later on you find yourself, you wind up getting convicted for it. You know how many people got messed up with riding in the car, somebody going to steal something? How many people got caught with people doing something? And you ain't gonna believe it. Some told me not to go. I should have went with my better mind or instinct. How many times have we ever had that happen to us? So that's dangerous when you start. He gives us that conviction. But you know who get conviction like that? People that know right and wrong.
Yep.
People know right and wrong. And those are the people he look at, I can't forgive you for that. And sometimes I look at the judge looking at, they ought to get, because I mean, I ain't steal the car. I ain't the one that shot that lady. Man, I was in the car. You were with him. You spied it with him. I look at you just as dangerous. You should have left. You shouldn't have been there. And that old cracker judge, old dirty cracker, just want to give a nigga some time, especially a nigga in the car with some more niggas that killed somebody and stole their car, and they ain't their first time, and now it's the cracker judge, and not the niggas who did the shooting and the driving. A lot of us, we get played on the fact that we wind up getting put in compromising positions. This is something you can't allow people to do, but this is why you need to be physically strong. That's why some stuff I don't take from people. I don't, because it kind of sticky to where now you owe them. I'm telling you, I know it's certain stuff. I don't take them. I said, no. They don't know why, because they're like, now I did that for you. Now I'm asking him, I did. So you gonna do like that for real? When I did that for you? So now he kind of, I'm telling you, anybody know about this? That's why, and you can't take everything, because now he got set in a situation now. Really, you done defrauded me. You believe the Bible, right? You supposed to be, he always preach me about that Shabbat. He go, really, you defrauded me, brother. Now he think I might be on to something. And then you get yourself trapped in and stuff. That's why I tell you everything, I can't do it. I just have to say no to certain things. I'm being honest with you. I had to say no. Cause I already know I've been there. So somebody do, then you stuck. You know what? People, why you invite me or something? I don't do it. You ain't gonna believe why. Cause they gonna invite me to their church. And I said, dawg, that's dirty. Cause I came to your synagogue and then, what you call it, church, yourself, but you can't go me mine. That's why I don't do it. I said, don't do it. Cause I don't want you to come, cause I just don't want to be in the middle of it. Cause I want you to come because you feel like you owe me nothing. You don't owe me nothing to come. I never tell my they can, why y'all come see me? No, because I'm not going where you go. Why? I know you. I already know you, and you are the very reason why I ain't going. Cause I already know what y'all teach. You see what I'm saying? So in order to avoid a lot of things, you just don't get into certain conversation with people. I try to watch religious conversation. I don't do it. I don't try to get a whole lot of teaching, because then somebody says, well, let me teach you. This is going to be a problem. And all right, so just the end, I just want to avoid problems altogether. If I can avoid it by just staying away from certain things, that's the smart thing to do. But the end of what we're trying to get now is trying to make sure we capitalize on understand where the physical strength comes into. Because now when you come down to the things you got to break away from, the things you got to resist, this is something physically, you got to muster up the strength. Sometimes it takes strength to say no. And it do. Sometimes it takes something in you to say no or don't give in. Like now, how many of y'all, well, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Because Hay would say yes and he right, his head gonna blow up. So don't worry about it. But I was gonna ask y'all, those of y'all that hadn't eaten, food is fuel. Okay? Most of y'all eat food and you go to sleep because you're not eating fuel, you're eating junk. Junk make you go to sleep. If you ate real food, food is actually designed to, let me tell you something, just to prove you the difference. Why you think they tell you about not eating at a certain time of night? Because if you were eating fuel, it's going to keep you up. You ever heard when they tell you cut off eating at 6 o'clock or cut off, you never knew why, did you? Because food is fuel. I know what you're saying. No, they didn't tell me that because they try to say, so you don't gain weight. They were trying to tell you, you eat junk. So they were trying to avoid two situations. They were trying to keep a fat person from getting fatter because you eating junk. They were trying to tell somebody who feel like they're not fat man you'll eat fuel. Fuel is going to keep you up. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what y'all pay me for. You want the truth or not? Yeah, sure. So they didn't know why. They thought it was just so they lose weight because you'll be fueling your body. People don't fill up car full tank of gas and don't drive them. You ready to ride, you let them run a little longer. Don't count a body till the thing get low. You say, man, cut that darn thing off. Ain't that right? You want to say, man, I cut that thing off because you know what happened? I'm burning fuel. You see? So it's a method to the madness when you're doing things. You just got to pick it up. Your everyday life teaches you and show you things. Even with them going and issuing out punishment. Now, when it came back around, he told me, they live by the sword, didn't they? You ain't going to believe how they died.
By the sword.
That's why he told Kaphar, said, put it back in his sheep. That's what I tell a bulldogger too. Try to pull that vibrator, but put that thing back in his sheep.
That's right.
Ain't that right?
Yes,
I'll kill you. Man, gonna pull a dildo out. They got told that. I don't know why. He told me the lady that worked at the rub. He said, man, I went to her car with her one time. She took my trunk. He said, man, she had a thing that trunk about like this right now. I said, gotta shoot her. Ain't that right? And you tell her, say, what that girl phone up? She said, you want her? So now I want to make sure I stay away from her. Ain't that right? You ain't doing nothing over there. Ain't that right? Absolutely nothing. There ain't even no doors on the house. When they tell her, don't knock, just walk in. Don't go in that house. Don't you go in that house. Right. Now you get to the door, you hear somebody back there, come on in. Don't you go in that house. You stay your behind outside somewhere. Isn't that right? So, let me show you something too. This 73. This is what he said. And you shall, no, 73 fine, please. Let me tell you, I ain't gonna try. And you shall not
intermarry with them. You shall not give your benuth to their banim, nor shall you take their benuth for your banim.
What happened? What's this on?
For they shall turn your banim away from following me to serve other mighty ones. Then the anger of Yahuwah shall be kindled against you, and he shall quickly destroy you.
So now, just the quicker you were given order to go and get a people that had been rebellious and wouldn't follow order, he turned around and let you know the same thing was going to happen to you. See, now this is what happened when you went execute the orders. Now I see you just like them. You want to know how you got into the place you at, the way you in the destruction, you in the wrath of this man? Because I see you like I see them. That's how he said, I see you like I see them. These people wouldn't follow order. These people wouldn't take heed. So now I got to look at it. It don't make sense to go and punish these people and cut these people out, except if they had some type of knowledge. Because, when Adam and Kaur was in the garden, I remember when they were ignorant, he didn't bother them. But as soon as they came into to knowing, knowledge, range of information, to know what, hold on, that's wrong. You doing right. I wouldn't do that if I was you. You good, keep going. He said, I'm going to kill you. Because I'm going to kill you. That means you know what you're doing. It don't make sense to kill these people if they don't know what they're doing. Even Yahushua allowed for you and said not to, he told them to forgive you.
They know not what
so
they
you
do.
didn't know what you were doing. So let me ask you a question. How that come up now? We got these people up here who don't know nothing because they clearly not Israelites and Hebrews, Jews. How we got these people getting killed like this?
They know better.
Somebody knows something. Somebody knows something. Even we came across the people in the days when we had shoppies over us, and we came down to fight, and we went and fetched the topper. When we came down, they said the Elohims had been upon them. They said, these be the Elohim, not just the Elohim, the ones that came and smoked the people in Mizraim. So were these people were they without knowledge?
No.
This is why he told you, you are without excuse. Oh man, whoever you are. Let's see what he told you. Pick it up, 2 and 1 right quick, Romans. Y'all ain't got to eat nothing right now, do you? Let's make sure I got time. I want to hold y'all up. Oh yeah. Some of these folks are eating literally. Oh, Romans 2 and 1. I appreciate y'all again for holding on. Ain't gonna pay off. Let me tell you something. What's the purpose of why you're doing it? So we can be compliant. You know, we want being compliant. Well, he'll recognize. We're trying to get him to give it that respect we talked about yesterday. We want him to count us worthy. I asked, y'all know I always ask him, I said that you count us worthy to escape. So that's what he told you. He said you pull out that you be counted worthy.
That's right.
Why y'all think Luke got to lead the city? I count him worthy.
That's right.
But not his wife.
That's right.
Know what he said? I ain't going nowhere. We a couple. Think what he had to use right now to lead out. He had to use the spirit.
Physical strength.
Physical strength. Physical strength. You know what he did recognize? I ain't strong enough to make it all the way to the top of that heart.
That's right.
I'm strong enough to get out of here and get away from her.
That's right.
Not only that, he was told not to look back. How much? What your physical? Not everybody here. The folk that are up there. your spouse behind you perishing. What? How easy that not to look back? That's hard. Mm-hmm. Not to just glance. Even on look back, trying to look him. Maybe a shadow will show me something that this way. Them eyes steady pushing it way. About to bust through the back of my head. I need to know what happened. So I need to have physical strength to do this. Physical, because a lot of things easily said to do, that's a whole nother thing when you start to put into practice.
That's right.
That's a whole nother end you got to put in practice. And now you're looking at being able to do that. This took physical strength. Because he would have to follow. Because remember, one of Malachite laid hands on him.
That's
and
right.
So he had to follow basically in the same footsteps.
That's
That
right.
took physical strength. He recognized that even with that, he didn't get no strength. All he didn't get no strength said, listen, if you tell that mountain to be moved, that mountain be cast out your way. That man told him, he said, man, I ain't gonna make up that mountain.
Yeah.
He said, I ain't even gonna be telling no lies. This city can burn to the ground. If I gotta make it that mountain, he said, I ain't gonna make it. He said, something overtake me. Mm-hmm. See, then he told him, he said, but if I got coming from you, it's a little city.
Yes, sir.
He said, it's a little city. He said, you can find out, Yahuwah said, I grant that to you. He's like, see, sometimes, you know, we thinking, man, but like, if you ain't physically strong, you can't do. He saw he was physically strong enough to be able to comply and do what he was supposed to do that the whole time. And when Elohim recognized what he couldn't do, he said, I can make up for that. Mm. And guess what? You ain't gonna believe it. Because he granted it to him, he was just in compliance to going up the top of their heart.
That's right.
Because if he wanted, Elohim would have killed him and said, if you don't get up there, you dead. You're a dead man. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these things we keep thinking all got to be in our hands and our ability. He sets it that way. Otherwise, he wouldn't see some conquer. Think about it. I was living right anyway. So it made sense for me to get out here. You see what I'm saying? I always been believing in living right. When I used to see them guys, I said, you ain't living right. Every time I see them two went out, I said, look at here, your little tongue, look at your little carpet cleaners. You ain't living right. I always believe in living right. When he told me to go to heart, listen, when I heard when he got heart, I was halfway to the top. Because everybody to get up and do high knee. I be saying everything, high knee. Because I just knew. I live like that every day. You know what I'm saying? Hill. When I see a hill, I just take off running. As soon as I see I be walking flat land, I be like this. As soon as I see a hill day, high knee, I just take off. Because I knew they were coming. And I told somebody, don't even tell me. I know. They're here. Pick one higher than that. I'm ready to go there. So you know what he had to do? He had to put things to show you, I got to put it outside of your ability so you can recognize Kun again. Think about it. How did he get Kun? First of all, he was in compliance already. So he wouldn't have saw that as Kun. On the time, oh, come on. Okay, what? I ain't been banging on home and said, how this Kun? I wasn't doing it anyway. So basically my works got me this. But now when I get the order saying, he give me the order saying, I need you to get to the top of that hall. I ain't gonna be able to make it. Not, I ain't trying to be this way. Honestly, I ain't gonna tell no lie to you. I can't do it. You ain't gonna believe it. I don't even do high knee. I be like this. I be like, cause I can't do it, cause it's so bad in the arthritis center. But if I can get some con, and you will recognize me going here, I'm leaving from where you told me. I ain't even gonna turn around and look back at her. This is all me doing what you said. Now I'm asking you based off of con, you give me the faith that you will recognize me being here as me going up there. He said, I give it to you. That's how he knew con, not getting out the city. Don't make sense. I was kidding. Everybody had disobedient. You weren't disobedient. So your works got you out the city. That's right. Come on. How did you get out the city? That's not con. I got the city. You were killing people with homosexual. I'm not homosexual. Right. My daughter's not homosexual. They're finna marry men. Right. This is not con, folks. Con was, this is outside my ability to go where you're telling me. Right. I can want it all in my heart. I cannot physically do it. Can you recognize me being here and I'm still outside of where you want me to be as me being where you told me to be him? He said, I grant it to you. And it ain't sin. Don't y'all know that's how we gonna get this? When I told this, you can desire, a lot of folks want to desire to do. It's just something physical you can't do. It's something physical people can't do. So he had to give it to them. He had to give it to them. Before he told the man to take up his bed and walk, he had to get in the ability, the power to be able to do it. That man been on that bed for 38 years. Who been in the bed 38 years and just jump up off and start walking? Man, first of all, your legs lose the memory. It don't even work. The muscles got to even be. It don't even work. So you like silly putty, bow, straight to the ground. So I got to give you the ability to be able to do it. I had to make him physically strong. So this sometimes I got to pray, give me strength. When you pray, know what you're asking for. I need the strength. You're telling me I need a physical strength, then I need a ruachnic strength. Because you remember, you're battling on every end. Just like when you sit here, this is a normal regimen to eat and drink through the course of the day or all day. And now you're resisting that. This takes some strength on every end. So now we start to move off of something. Let me see what we call it. If I died and wrote and left some information for people to do, what is it called? Will. Gonna take will. Gonna take will. Even Yahushua realized something too. Sometimes because I might not have as much as John got. Him and Lee, they got about 75 million apiece. So now, you know what I'm saying? Not my will. His will. Because he got more than me. That's what Yahushua realized. He said, my will ain't enough in my will. Because you can be physically, I don't care how much you break. Physically, you just break, you can go so far. So now I'm going to tell you, not my will, your will. Let's go ahead and use your will. Because that give me the strength to be able to make it to do it. And that's what you got to be able to see and be able to recognize. Let's pick up something right quick too. See if that let me get this right quick too. 2 and 1. Let's 2 and 1 right quick. Romans, listen.
Therefore, every ben of Adam who Dan, you are without excuse.
Y'all say that? That Dan is judge. Y'all said Dan, judges. You are without
excuse.
For
in the matter which you, Dan, your Rayah, you condemn your Nephash, since you who Dan do as he did.
He ain't gonna believe it. No, why you think it was so easy for Yahuwah to kill us? After that 7th chapter, that stuff we put in the 7th chapter book of Alah Ha Dabarym. When we try to beg him and pray for mercy, I so ignorant. I so dumb. I know so little. You knows everything. He said, but you're a judge. You're a judge. You without excuse.
That's right.
How what you got? 2nd chapter of the book of Alah Shamuth, 2:7. Exodus, they call it. 2 and 7. Listen.
Then his Akuth said to Pharaoh's Bath, shall I go and Kara a Nashim and a Shah for you a nurse from the Abarim Nashim, that she may nurse the Yalit for you.
No, you ain't gonna believe it. You ain't gonna believe it. So they knew who her mother was. You just asked for a nurse. This wasn't nobody one of them white suits on that little hat, that little Captain Kangaroo hat on top of the head. There was a woman that had already been able to give breast, give feed from the breast. Milk just not produced. They're gonna come through a woman that had a baby. Because she just told them to go and fetch one from them. Why you couldn't fetch one from one of your own people? Because they knew who baby was.
That's right. Whole time.
Come on.
Pharaoh's Bath said to her, go ahead. So the girl went and Korah the Yalit's aim.
Oh, amazing. Look who it went and found just an old pregnant woman. Found the mother. Told you. Listen.
Then Pharaoh's Bath said to her, take this Yalit away and nurse him for me, and I shall give you your wages. So the Ashah took the Yalit and nursed him.
See that? She kept him for that period of time and nursed him and reared him. How many of y'all didn't even pay attention to that and realize that? That she took him and kept him for her. See, now what you want to realize what she did, and you need to know. Now, Musa became the, what that is when you get possession of something, he was under Pharaoh. What that is? Heir. But what did he differ from? Though he was a who? Though he was a child, he different from nobody else. You know what he was under? Tutors and governors. Until what was it again?
Time appointed.
Because she did tell him to take that child for her. What was it again? It was only for a appointed time. See, until he can get full the way he can get off the nursing. Then I can come back and I can take him for myself. Hello? Oh my goodness. That's the same thing what Yahushua did, kind of same with you. He told you he'd go to do prepare a place. And he said, and if I go, he would come and get it. What was he gonna do? So I can receive you to myself. So you know why Musa was being there being nurtured. He ain't gonna believe it. Pharaoh's daughter, she was preparing a place for him. Because she knew I'm coming back to get him. So I can receive him to myself. That where she was, you ain't gonna believe it, he was gonna be there too. See, he been gone the way to try to make preparation so when he come back and get you, you should be off the tip. Because Abraham made a great feast. He made a great feast. It was, matter of fact, it was what, that month later? No, it was the day that he was weaned. It was the same day he was weaned from the breast. See, a lot of it makes sense when he come back and how we're going to sit down and eat and drink in his mouth cool. Because you should be off the tip.
Right.
Hello? Now, what's going to prove that to him is called, what's that stuff called? Hakama. That's going to be your skill, your ability to do. Hakama. That's your skill, your knowledge, how you able to work, your wisdom. Hello? See, you know what we learned about him? His hakma? That he was skilled in all the wisdom of the Egyptian, Mizraim. See, a lot of things made sense for him to be able to take him away from them and move him away from them. See, with all the wisdom and information he got, it gave him a skill level to be able to do. You know why you still sit in your situation? Your skill level. See, even Daoud recognized it. Huh? Man, I tried to go down, and one time Daoud was looking, and he seen it was a bunch of, we were sitting there, we had the bow and arrow, and we were shooting it. He said, go get that book. I'm like, what book? He said, to teach them how the use of the bow. They said, where? He said, it's in the book of Yeshua. You know, Yeshua, that's like deliver. That was the purpose of them learning how to do it. So if you can fight, you can deliver yourself. See, he wants you to know how you need to deliver yourself. Then you needed a skill level to be able to do that. Now, Yahushua came along and then told you that when it came out this about that ringing behind me now, well, you can keep it because now I come to find out the weapons of our warfare not carnal. They mighty through Elohim. And the physical he give me, I can pull down strongholds. Imagination, I cast them down. I can bring every thought, I can bring it into captivity and make it come into compliance. They knew that because when they went out, they was able to do it. When they got people, they made people submit. Remember we do that in bar for a second. Remember people do that right here? With the uncle. See that? That's what we do. We break, see that? You break, because you break, so I'm trying to bring him to a beat, because first he's not in the tight. Now, you make I said, I ain't, you know. Say uncle, say uncle, say uncle. See that? See, it's because now you physically overpowered it to get him to submit to. What you think Yahuwah doing to you? He got to physically overpower you to get you to submit. He ain't gonna just walk up and say, uncle. Nigga, you ain't my uncle. But now when he get put pressure and realize that a stronger than him is overtaking him, guess what he'll say? Uncle. You see that? So why you think he put you through these regiment, put you through these situations? Get you to submit. You ain't gonna believe it. Amazing with you, uncle. A man could even be redeemed by his uncle. Did you know that's in your book? Yeah, your uncle could redeem it. To prove it out, because Luke, his uncle was Abraham. It was the oddest thing we read in the Torah, how your uncle, a man uncle could redeem it. But then Abraham came up and he redeemed. And see, that's to make up for, redeem is to make up for a bad aspect. Because Luke and all them got captured. They came invaded Sodom and took him and captured him. But when Abraham heard it, he went and he brought him out. Abraham already had some Simeon in him. He heard. When he heard about it, listen, man, he took all the photos with him that were faithful to him. And he took people he had made confederate with. That's why Yahushua told you need to make you friend with the unmammon of righteousness. Because that man, look at him, he said, so when you fall, they'll receive you in the everlasting habitation. That's why you got to learn how to treat people. I don't go that stuff, don't be mistreating no folks, talking about folks, everybody ain't saved, mistreat them. Nigga, you ain't saved. You ain't no position to do that. The man having to come on all us. And remember, you can't mistreat folks. I don't want no parts of that stuff about mistreating them. I don't care about them. Listen, until a person see and learn differently, you're going to respond the way you do. What was our rationale for why we did? We all knew off the rip what we were doing wrong was in the street. We had this information. So why we just account everybody else got it? Then what happened to us? You met somebody, you heard somebody, you saw something. Well, why don't we get them the same benefit? How do you know if the same thing don't happen to them? It might become a persuasion from them if they see you treat them differently. Because they don't see enough people with what they got rags on their head, judging folk, looking down on people. That hoe no better wear pants. That hoe don't even buy her clothes. Somebody had to get them their hand-me-down. She would like to wear dresses. Sometimes you don't know people's story. When you read people's story, you tend to look at people a little different. I told you about when we was in elementary, there was a couple of two kids that came, smelled like straight piss, everything straight lit up piss. A girl wrote a letter and told them why. So all of them slept in the same bed. And one of the little ones would piss in the bed and they would have to sit there and lay in that piss. And it was in there, it reeked. I'm talking about it smelled. You know, I looked at them a whole lot different. I still remember that to this day. Because the kids, you laugh. You smell like pee, you pee, baby, you pee, baby. She just wrote her story and just gave it to them, let them know. So all of them had to sleep in the same, can you imagine 5 of y'all or so sleeping in the same bed? And one of them pissing, and you sit here and you laying in this piss, and you get up and you don't get no bad, you got to get dressed and go to school. That piss in your skin, that match your piss. You're a kid, you know, of course they were old enough to know better. We was in the 5th grade. In the 5th grade, they weren't stupid. They could have went to the wash house and bought a washing machine. They could have said, listen, I'm going to be late. I'm going to get up. I'm finna go down here to the rental center and get a washer and dryer, bring this house and wash the clothes. They never make excuses. They could have went to listen, they had rental center. They could have went and bought a whole mattress and bed. You got the 5th grade. Anybody in the 5th grade? Well, you can go and get your own bedroom. Can't you go down there and fill out the credit thing and get you a bedroom set? Buy a washer and dryer? See, sometimes you be blaming, you get on people, you don't know people's story. Everybody ain't who you thinking. And when I say that, everybody you thinking great ain't really what you're thinking. Let me tell you what we all do, okay, people. We all tend to build a character that best protects us, that best give us the best image to keep people away. Here'll be people buy a sign, put on the gate. You know what I'm saying? Dog. Beware of dog. Don't even own one. But it keeps somebody in yard because a lot of folks scared of dogs. See, that's what they do. It's just in hope that it'll keep somebody away. Whole lot of people put on the back of their, on their bumper sticker, Smith & Wesson, my insurance, you get on my bumper. Ain't even got a gun. But somebody read it said, I don't feel like getting involved. That nigga crazy. They got somebody they got a gun. I just want to keep people away. I'm afraid. Everything y'all see, people, why you think folks got dog, no trip. I'm scared if you come in here, what'll happen? I'm vulnerable. People can't tell people that in life. Everybody vulnerable. That's what Yahuwah don't care what wall, what you build up, you call impregnable. You can be taken down. He said, I want you to build. I want you to build and put up a strong hand, and I'm going to tear it down so you'll know you are always going to be vulnerable. It make you stay more submissive and you stay humble. That's the whole purpose why you wonder why he attacking you for a reason. I need you to consider. I don't care where you sit and what you got. I'll break you in a minute. I'll kill you in an instant. And when you got on your mind, you're a little more cautious about what you're ready to get yourself involved with. The man could kill me in an instant. The man could tear down everything I work for in a minute. So you got to start looking, you start to consider. Listen, I have been guilty in my majority of my life of not keeping that on my mind. And so now it scared me, right? He puts that on my mind. So, right, son, the whole time I've been walking around, man, look at that gold necklace. And you know, somebody scratched that thing there to find out about it. Man, this ain't gold. I'm like, what? I bought this, I thought it was gold. I said, man, it fool's gold. That's what I had. A lot of y'all, you got fool's gold. It just ain't been scratched yet. It ain't been tested. That's why he said, I counsel you to buy from me gold. So mine been tried in the fire. He said, and you can be rich and wear white raiment. And the shame of your nakedness does not appear. You know they had them leaves on. Them leaves were like this. He said, diamond, don't even know they're naked. He said, they don't even know. I still see you. Man, you be feeling good about what you got. That man said, I still see you. Yeah. Nathan, listen, the lead thing didn't work. So, you know, Nathaniel. He was sitting down right behind a tree. Blocked him out. Nobody knew who he was. And when they told him, they came and found him, they told him, they said, come. Said, we done found one. So they had found him in Shiach, said from Nazareth. He said, can any good thing come out of Nazareth? And when he went there and they came to see him, Yahushua was seeing him and told him, said, Yachazaqal, in whom it no guile. He said, where you know me from? He said, I knew you when you were sitting behind that tree. He said, you saw me out behind the tree? He said, ain't nobody here from me. Man, y'all see how you the tree? Y'all can't find me. Try to find me. I'm hiding. No one knows where I'm at. Don't I look ridiculous? You ain't gonna believe it. So do you. So do you when you're trying to cover up. He sees us anyway. That's why it's our benefit. Let me tell you something. It's the human part of us to not be honest. It's just human. Why? For what? You might be trying to get something so you can use it against me. Hello? So it's the human part to try to hold back and keep. He tries to let us know all in so many different ways. I see you. I let certain words come out of key and realize, you know, that's for me. Because I see you. You can't see me, I'm hiding. Now unless I come out, come out. He see all of us. That's why this day was appointed. That's why it gave us opportunity to sit down and detoxify. Don't go away from him doing what you were doing before. To teach you how to do that. How did y'all come in here? Point at how y'all came in. I want you to go out another way. You know that prevent from you doing the same thing when you did when you came in here. You came in one way, I want you to go out another way. How you think they understood change? You came in one way, I want you to go out another. Okay? So when you put their practice in, I want you to put the practice in your life. When you hear the word, however you came here, go out different. See, everything he gave them first, how they knew it. You know what happened? I don't know if the camera can follow me. Can you follow me, sweetie? Come on, Pastor. Man, you don't get ready so we head out. You go that way right now. You go ahead. Go that way right now. Come on. My brother Jack called. Come. My brother Jack called. He said, you know what he told me? Let me tell my brother told me. He Jack called. He said, I know you think a lot of your pastor. Did you be surprised? I said, my pastor, ever since I've been a little boy. Here you go, Pastor. Who I got? Come on, let him. So we go, I know, he followed me. I know, Pastor. Get your two of them. So what we're going out here and see, what we can't, because we came that way, you're going to go that way right now. No, bro, we can't go back that way. That's the way we came. So this was teaching them a premise when somebody tried to get us to go back to alcohol, go back to homosexuality, go back to drinking, go back. We can't go that way. That's the way we came. He tried to teach them when they came out Mizraim.
Right.
First thing he told when they came out, he said, you can't go back that way.
That's right.
To keep them from, don't even go back that way. Don't go back that way even in your thinking, because your thinking going to be a certain way to go that way. Your ideology, the way you process is going to be that way. So when you stopped it and you always realize, when he brought us out, he did things to prevent us from going back, like taking Mizraim down, by destroying everything that was a fear factor that kept you there. I want to take everything out, so there should be no rational, logical reason for you to go back to Mizraim. And you make excuses, and you try to go back, and you try to blame other people and other things. That's the practice he tried. I know y'all look at, it don't make sense. We just go out this door, we come. It do make sense, because you ain't going to believe it. Why you think you ain't never changed? Because you keep going right back through the same door you came out. I know y'all thought I just made up something, gave y'all something to do. I really didn't. See, until they could really put this into practice, it didn't make sense. Now I tell a man, you can't go back the way you came. How much sense it make to him now? If we didn't use this and he didn't understand that, you can't go back the way you came. Why can't he? Why can't I? So you start establishing things and making them a law for them. You start to put it in practice. So it made logical sense. Because it's just like when he told me I came to him, I had to go out a different way. I couldn't go back the same way I came. And now you looking at every time you come out, you keep coming the same way and you're not leaving differently. You're going out a different door, but there's no behavior changes. You're not processing things differently. So you're not catching on to coming in one way, going out another. Y'all got it? So now we got to come back and we got to get the understanding of this. Y'all got it? Let me look at something I'm trying to get y'all feeling. I know I called a lot of stuff. See if that 27:15 Dabarym. You got that? That's the Alah Ha Dabarym. What's that? Alah Ha Dabarym. 20. Also, if you call my 770 number, I apologize. I got to cut the phone back on. It ain't cut off. I think it's on off. I don't know. I got to, it's on, but just call. I think someone left me a message. I apologize. I got to keep up what I got going. I got tons of things. Please forgive me. If you call this phone, I don't know what happened. I don't even know this phone number. But you can leave a message. I guess they get it. Yeah, we'll do better. All right. This 27:15. Let's see what we'll do. Oh, my goodness. No. Bamadbar, I apologize. Bamadbar. Them folks say, curse, he finna curse us. No. Bamadbar numbers, 27:15. We'll back it up. See what 13 say though. I want 15. Let me see what 13 say. Listen.
When you have seen it, you too shall be gathered to your arm, as Aharon your Ak was gathered.
Let's see. Back that up a little bit. Give me 10. I heard that. When you see this, you should be gathered. I didn't find what happened. All right, listen.
If he has no Akim, then you shall give his inheritance to his Abba Akim.
So, he was making provision for every situation. So he making provision for every situation like that. Why we think he stopped making provision for us on everything else we do? So this was about when a man died, setting up things, how things should be left, how things should be passed. He said if a man died, and if the man, if his father, the Abba, had no Akim, brother, then you should give his inheritance to his nearest relatives in his own. So that gonna make sense to you, in his own, because everybody was divided into Matah. Simeon was his own Matah. Naphtali was his own Matah. Yehuda was his own Matah. Louis was his own Matah. Everybody was their own Matah. Y'all got it? That's what we look at. We look at, well, this is going to be tribe. Mishpachah family. So we basically look at tribes when we look at them, okay? They were one big family, these Mishpachah to me. Matah. Come on. And he shall
possess it, and it shall be a statute of Mashpah to the Bani of Yasharal, just as Yahuwah commanded Moshe.
Let me see what happened. Listen, now if the father has no, what was it? brother, then you shall give his inheritance to his nearest relative. They're going to be us. So he covered himself on every end. Even with Yahushua, he covered himself on every end with us. How you got your inheritance? Because he sat down with his mother and them. He sat down and he was inside the Mashkan in the temple. And they came and told him that you got his mama, his mother, his brother and them, and they wanted to see him. He looked around the room. He said, my aim, my king, and my ba are these, which hear the Dabar Elohim. That's how you got your inheritance. That's how you got it. He did have other brothers. What do you think the purpose why he claimed you? Because otherwise they would have got it. See? So when Yahushua died, he became the father. He gave birth to us. Now he did it from a feminine standard because you're going to look at Recall, who they're going to call Raquel, what's they call now? Rachel. Her name is Recall. Recall died giving birth to not Benjamin, Benoni is the son of her sorrow. She was in sorrow when she had him. She was in agony when she had him and he died. She died. She got it out right when he got out. She let him know. But the father, Yaakov, when he seen him, he said, no. He said, Benjamin. He said, this become the son of my right hand. That's what he called it. He said, it's the son of my right hand. Y'all got it? So this is how we started looking how we operate. So then Yahushua gave birth in his moot. So in doing that, he already claimed and left out who his relatives were. That's how you got this inheritance. See, he had to use the book to cover it. He couldn't just say, well, do who I want to give it to, because it's not actually, it won't be legally binding. I can't walk in no courthouse, have John died, telling me, I'm here friend, I'm here to get his stuff. You got some paperwork where he told you that? Nah, me and him used to talk. I mean, you got some, shoot, man, that nigga was like brother. Anybody tell me that nigga, we had to drink, man, we drank out the same bottle, we didn't even wipe it off. Did this qualify me to get whatever he got when he died? No. And that's what Yahushua looked at. So he had to go on record letting them know, it's in the writing, letting you know. He said, they that hear the Dabar and do it. That's how you got his inheritance. So look what happened. His nearest relative in his, you ain't gonna believe it. In his what? That's why we claim Yehuda. And not to love another man Buddha. And he shall
possess it.
And it shall be a
statue
of
Mashpah
up to the
Bani of Yasharal, just as Yahuwah Amar Moshe.
So you ain't gonna be able to fight that. That's how I got it. This a statue. This thing became a law. That's how you get your inheritance. See, he covered himself on so many different ways to make sure you get it. Hello? How's you gonna get it? He had to cover himself on. Sometimes people don't realize that's why you'll get some things set up legally, get an attorney, because they know how to set things up where it becomes binding. You can go get something and say something, but it can be argumentative. It can be refuted. It can be overturned, but attorney, their job is setting up where it can be legally binding, where it won't be overturned. You got what I'm saying? Where it can be recognized in the courts. So he had to set up and make sure we got to go to judgment. You ain't gonna believe it. All that paperwork got to go before the judge. Judge got to prove it. And if it ain't in a certain, that's what lawyers, all they do is they learn how to put things in a certain format where the courts recognize it. They ought to know that, man. I've done some of everything. So it got to be set in the format and where they'll be able to recognize it. You can just put that judge out talking about, I said Ray can. The court don't recognize no foolishness like that. Let you know the courts don't recognize. You can take this stuff anyway. Nobody recognize no foolishness like that. It's got to be set in a certain format where they recognize it. Y'all got it? Okay, that's basic. When you come in to judge, you just call them judge. What that is before the call them? I'm sorry, because Yahuwah wants you to do it. He wants you to give him honor. So you recognize that with them? That's all he wants you to do. Recognize who he is. Give him what belongs to him. Even your book said give tribute. Where we say that? Where tribute? And custom to who's what? We know they get out. Well, I don't go along with that junk. We don't know. I don't know where you got it from. He told us to do it. I don't know. Even Shaul told Festus. He told Festus. He called the most notable Festus. I don't know where we get a lot of study for. I don't call no police, no police. You know, I call him, you terrorist. You just being an idiot. That's not our teaching. Because your book clearly told you custom to whom custom, tribute to whom tribute. He said, you don't owe nobody nothing. If you don't do it, he said, you just left a debt with that man or that woman. See, a lot of times these religious groups will set you up. They'll set you off on a wild goose chase, a lot of stuff that we ain't got no business doing. That's what he told. You heard he told when he told Pelota, he said, you faggot, you can't judge me. I live in Shamin. You want to see my license? Why ride a cloud? Nobody do no fools like that. Man, they use that stuff. That man, they got to get under the whole honor. If Yahushua did, how he get away with it? Because people set us up in these wild goose chasing. We're not under their government. There are things we're not going to do because of our Torah. But giving people respect and honor their position, he said, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? As long as it don't impede on what we believe in for what he told us to do. Now, I'm not going to walk up to no idol stick and be talking to it. That thing has no honor for me. And they ain't getting no tribute. Y'all got it? Well, we supposed to give Buddhists no honor. No, that's some foolishness you trying to on your own. When it comes to Elohims, that's different. He was talking about the people in their position. One thing why it teach you that, it teach you to keep yourself living because somebody will kill you. Okay, trying to help y'all out. He's trying to keep you living long enough to do it. Come on, 13, let me get y'all finished up.
Then Yahuwah said to Moshe, go up to this Har of Dabarym and see the Arats which I given to the Bnei of Yasharal.
Mm-hmm.
When you have seen it, you too shall be gathered to your arm, as Aharon your Ak was gathered.
You see what he told him? He says, when you see it, he said, you're going to be gathered to your people. You're going to be gathered with your people, just like Aharon was. Y'all see that? Following the pattern. You ain't going to believe it. That's what we're going to be doing. You heard another man say something similar like that. Give me a hand. Who you thinking of? It's a similar situation, similar now. All right, I got John going on. Who going behind John? That's Dwight, you going to get a check. Doing this right here. You going to go this way or this way. Don't do that, Thompson. I got you. Then I got Dexter over here. All right, John, tell me what you got. Yosef. Tell me about Yosef. He told you to take his bones to the land. That's one check. All right, come on, Dwight. Daoud. He said, I'm going away with all the father. Yeah, that's another check. You're right. Oh, he told Shaul he's going to be with him that day. Because it's talking about the brothers being gathered. So Shemuel and Shaul were brothers. That's a check. 3 check. But no, what I was talking about, he told him after he had gone up. Let me see that. 13. 13. I'm sorry. No. Of Lahai. 13. The 13. 12. That's what 13. I mean, let me see 12. 12. It's 13. I want 12. I know I'm trying. Then Yahuwah said to Moshe, go up to this Har of Dabarym and see the land which I should give you to the Benim of Yasharal, and then 13. He said then what's it? As Aharon your brother was gathered. So, hold on. Okay, when you have seen it, I'm sorry, I already said that. When you have seen it, you shall be gathered to you two shall be gathered. That's why the Canaanite told Aharon. So Aharon must have seen some in correlation, because he let him know you too, which means it's similar to the person because you connected them together, right? Let me see something. See if that the second chapter, book of Auryah. 2, 19, 32. Let me see if it's 2 and about 32. Might be 42. Let me see them here. Auryah they call Luke. Hold on. 1. Let me see. Is that 40? I said 42. Let me have 37. Listen. 2 and 37.
She had been a widow for 84 shanim, and had not departed from the Mashkan. She served Elohim, though through fasting and supplication, Layla and Yom.
Listen.
She come up at that hour and approached to give Hadu to Yahuwah, and she spake about him in the ears of all who were waiting for the redemption of Jerusalem.
Listen, y'all hear what this lady did? No woman preacher. She spake to everybody that was looking to redemption about him. That woman served that man day and night. She fasted and prayed. She didn't wait for Kaphar. She spake to everybody that was looking to redemption about him. That woman served that man day and night. She fasted and prayed. She didn't wait for Kaphar. She fasted and prayed. She didn't wait for Kaphar. She fasted and prayed. She didn't wait for Kaphar. She fasted and prayed. She didn't wait for Kaphar. And that woman right here, look at her, that woman wouldn't depart from the Mashkan. That was her lifestyle. After the death of her husband, she just sat to dedicate herself to doing this. Even they talked about our women in the 5th chapter of the book of Alah Bamadbar. They talk about a woman after she done married. He told her to refuse the older widows, the younger widows. You know why he told you? He said because they become wanting, they'll wax off and they'll marry. And they'll get themselves over to condemnation. He told her to refuse the younger ones. Because they looked at their turn. You see that woman, he gave her age and told her after her husband had died, she just stayed there and she just served Yahuwah. A lot of folk not serious to do it. You know what it take to do that? Physical strength.
That's right.
Physical strength. If you desire to follow him, this is a lifestyle a lot of people won't even set their mind to doing. That's stupid and crazy. He wants to marry and be happy. He told you about the younger widow. He said refuse them. He said they'll cast off their first heart. That's what they do. He said they'll get themselves to marry. That woman, when she went in, and she kept herself there, she knew what it took though. I got to stay under the wing. I got to stay in prayer. I got to stay in myself. I got to keep myself fasting. That's why I'm going to keep strength. And when people come, I make it my conversation. They seeking redemption. You're trying to get right. That's a good decision you're making. He's soon to come. There's things you can say and not be preaching. Sometimes these folk, we done been so pushed into it. And then women who cross major lines out here. They got book open rolling. Not your job. But they told you she speak to all of them that sought redemption, though. Come on.
They compelled everything according to the Torah of Yahuwah. Then they returned to Gilgal, to their city of Nazareth. The Yalit grew and became strong, and Ruach was filled with wisdom, or Chakmah, and the kindness of Elohim was upon him. His parents went up to Jerusalem every Shana to celebrate the Muhad of Pesach.
So stop. First chapter. The same book, 1. What's the last verse now? Let me see 1 and 40. Auryah 1 and 40. Somebody said 1 and 7. 78 is the last one. 8? What is it telling? Give me 1 and what? 40?
Yes,
Let me
sir.
see. Listen.
And she entered the Beth of Zachariah and Barak al Yashaba.
Oh, it is. Stop. It's too big. 2, 1. It's too bad. So what? I wanted 2. I have 2 and 5. 2 and 25. All right, 2 and 25. Let me say 2 and 20. Yeah. I had to catch 8 pattern. He was too big. And 2 and 42. 2 and 20. Listen. I'll show you what I want to do.
The Ra'ah returned and were Tahalah and Kabul, the Elohim, about all that they heard Shama and seen, just as it was told to them. And it came to pass, when 8 Yamim was completed, for the Yalit he was circumcised. His Shem, Yahushua, was Kara, just as the Shem was Kara to him by the Malachi before he was conceived in the womb.
That's when we named him. 8th day. Go ahead.
And when the Yamim of their purification were completed according to the Torah of Moshe, they brought him up to Jerusalem to present him in the presence of Yahuwah. As it is Katab in the Torah of Yahuwah, every male that opens the womb shall be Kara Kodash to Yahuwah.
Come on.
And to bring a Zabak according to the commandment in the Torah of Yahuwah, 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons. And behold, there was an Ish in Jerusalem whose Shem was Shimeon. He was Sadiq and devout Ish, waiting for the consolation of Yasharal, and the Ruach HaKadosh was upon him.
What happened?
And it had been revealed to him by the Ruach HaKadosh that he would not see Mut until he saw the Mashiach of Yahuwah.
So they seen the Lamb.
And he came by the Ruach to the Mashkan. And it came to pass, when the parents brought the Yalit Yahushua to do him what the statute of the Torah says, and he took him up in his arms in Barak the Elohim. He said, now you may let your Abad pass away, according to your Debar, my Adon in Shalom.
That's amazing. Because soon as Mushah went up to see the land, he told him he was going to be gathered and die too. And as soon as he saw the inheritance of what we're getting, because the land was the inheritance. Once he seen the inheritance, he said, according to his will, he can go ahead and die. Go ahead and let me be gathered. See, things went from what we wanted to see from physically to understanding that he became what it was we were seeking physically. A place to inhabit. Because he told you, let me see, if I be in you, and he told you about you being in him, that means you will be inhabiting him. That's why it would make sense when he seen it, he was ready to die. Because I seen it, Mushah was ready to die, he had seen the inheritance. I seen what we're going to come into the possession of. See, now, what we're trying to come into now and getting is when you look at Yachazaqal when they were out, he gave them that manna for, I forgot about that manna. Why would he give them manna? For food. Now, I remember he struck the rock for something because of trying to get something to drink. Then the 14th chapter book of 1 Corinthians verse 17 told the Malkuth Elohim says not eat and drink. Says Sadiq and it's and Shalom.
In the Ruach
and said that's in the
HaKodesh.
Ruach HaKodesh. See, everything they understood was physical. They understood physical food, physical drinking. Then he came back and said, what you trying to get? All this in the Ruach HaKodesh. But first I had to let you, because he even told you about it came to Sadiq. He said you had to do something to get it. My throat dry. What am I? Thirst? And I'm definitely hungry. He said, then you'll be fed. Because see, when they were hungry, he gave them manna, but they were seeking food. And when they were thirsty, he gave them ma'im, because they were thirsty for water. But he said, if a man get thirsty and hungry after Sadiq, so I'll feed him. Surely he'll trust me for that. If I feed you naturally, surely you know I feed you rotten. That's why you pay me. Why would he tell you thirsty and hungry after it? You know who thirsty and hungry? Why you thirsty and hungry? Because you depleted. See, when a man's seeking more righteousness, he'll feed him. He'll give you what you need. That's the purpose. You see, a lot of things you just got to learn how to correlate things so it makes sense. This man looked at, I've seen the inheritance. I've seen what Yachazaqal is going to come into the inheritance of. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the fulfillment of what these people going to get. He said, let me die. He's out ready to die. That's what he told me, according to his word. Because he'd been told, listen, you ain't going to die till you see it. So a lot of folks down there don't know when they're going to die. You know what folks say? I know that what? When you about 30 or 40, when I see the consolation. See, now this man took comfort in his move. Because I understand now how I'm dying and why I've seen what they're going to come into possession of. Now you laboring, you dying. What you dying for? Why you think you so ready to fight there? Why you think you're trying to keep it from presenting itself? Because you don't have nothing attached to it. So when you understand it becomes a better way for you, then you can more or less embrace it. Sometimes we fight the very thing that come to help, like people fight me. And it's easy, they don't know, I'm only here to help you. I ain't trying to hurt you. Really try to make you feel stupid. Now, only way I can make you feel stupid is probably who knew? So you said they stupid. They're gonna be all right. But then you got an opportunity to get to back intelligent. See, you don't know after you get challenged. People want to learn martial arts. As soon as they get hit, they quit. I thought you wanted to learn it. Now I want to learn how to hit somebody else. Well, you need to learn how to get hit. Then you need to learn how to react when you get hit. That's part of the psychosis of it. I ain't signed up to be getting hit. I want to chop somebody. Let me throw them stars. Let me throw some stars at you. You're like, I ain't trying to do this. It make a difference. Because now you know what you're giving your opponent. You know the problem, people think everything is to break somebody and kill them. No, the object is to try to win the position over your Akeem or who are the opponent and try to get them back to where you can get yourself back to where you can be safe. You got the people who are overextend, and I got to go, hey man, stop. He got to take me, throw me over here and kick me, take nunchuck stars, just start throwing them on me on the ground. I'm trying to stop, then beat me with the black because he got to show me everything he done learned. Then he got some more third-degree stuff where he put that blindfold on him already out here, then just stop all the mess out of my stomach. See what I'm saying? Overindulgent. what I'm saying? The whole purpose is you're just trying to get enough done to get yourself away from a person. At the whole time you're trying to win, when a person see that they clearly are no match, the object of them say, man, listen, I'm good. You give your opponent a chance to walk away. Now where I come from, when a nigga step up, that nigga got to die. So now you find out you inexcusable when Yahuwah, because you done tried Yahuwah. And you ain't gonna believe what his philosophy is. When a nigga try me and go get my law, that nigga got to die. And now I want to have mercy on me. See that? Second chapter, let me go. Appreciate that. Second chapter of Romans. I try to get up finished. Y'all get out of here, y'all be ready. Thirst and hunger. Sadiq, I'm good. It's coming. Got it. Bread and water. Working on the day. Y'all will be all right. Listen. 2 and 1. Therefore, every being of Adam who judges, you are without
excuse.
For in the manner in which you
Dan, your Rayah, you condemn your Nafash, since you who Dan do as he did.
Let's see something. That second chapter we asked for. Alah Shamuth. Did y'all pay attention to what y'all read? You probably did. Let's see. Read 2 and 10, 2 and 11. Listen.
Now it came about in those Yamim.
Tell them what happened.
When Mushah had grown up, that he went out to his Akim and looked on their hard labors. And he saw the Mishraite east striking the Auryah of his Akim.
See that? What happened? Come on.
So he turned here and there, and when he saw that no east was there, he struck down the Mishraite and hid him in the sand.
That's all he did. He was looking for somebody else to do it. He said, nobody, that's what, see, who told you about this, make you understand it? This is what Yahuwah told you in the book of Yeshayahu. He said he looked and he saw with no help. He said, then my own arm, he said, brought him deliverance. That's what Mushah did. When he looked and nobody was there, he used his own hands. He said, that's how he delivered them. When he told us that in the book of Yeshayahu, we never knew. He was talking about the same situation here with Mushah. Because we had to understand how Ruachnim worked. He said, when I saw it, he said, nobody pitied you. He said, nobody helped you out. I see you in a bad situation. Nobody tried to help you out. Nobody didn't do nothing. Nobody. He said, then I'll do it. I'll use my own strength, my own physical strength to try to get you up and get you back whole. So that's what he did. He looked and saw nobody else did it. So guess what he did? He said, well, I'll do it myself. Let's see what happened.
He went on the second yom, and behold, to Auryah, Anashim, two Auryah men were fighting, and he said to the offender, why are you striking your companion?
See that? Uh-huh.
But he said, who made you as a Ish, a Shar, and or a Dan, a Shafit over us? Are you saying to kill me as you killed the Mishraite? Then Mushah was afraid and said, surely the matter has become known.
All that man looking at, I seen you take stuff in your hand before you trying to tell other folk what to do. Mighty funny. Just yesterday. You just got through doing some stuff I didn't feel like were right, and then you trying to come around trying to tell us about something. So what you try to look at when you do things, not that Mushah was guilty, but he just finished exercising lordship over somebody. He just finished doing it. He said, now, you without excuse now, when they come back around, when somebody come back to judge you. See, a lot of times we've been real big on trying to condemn and put stuff out on people, but you better remember, your day coming too. That's something a lot of times we don't consider. When we leave from here, we came in the door, we're going to walk out this door, but we're going to walk out this door with a different mindset. Before you become critics, see where you can come in and see where you can try to be a helper, or you can just try to make sure how you build yourself better before you put something on somebody else. That's all. That's all. It don't take nothing to criticize. It's a slip of the tongue, the lips start popping. At the end of the day, when you really look at where we all got to be, include me, you really ain't got a whole lot of time to be a big critic of everybody. You really ain't. You really, truth be told, it's going to take all you got just to make sure we get where you need to be, let alone to try to go and correct and fix up. I mean, you can't offer advice and help people, but just know at the end of the day, I'm not trying to really get involved. It's taking all I got to make sure I get me something right. See, he said it that way. A man or woman don't have enough to get to nobody else. It's only enough. With everything you got, the best you got, it's only enough for you. That's the same thing they try to tell me. Dan, that'd be, Alah he be judged. He told him about, even though EU and Daniel and Nuak, he said they were in it, in the land. He said they came by their own Sadiq, deliver nobody but themselves. Those some great men. EU said he was Talmim and upright than anybody. And you know, he said that's how he made man upright. Nuak saw favor and gave his mankind, let him build the top of the ark that took all the animals and took the 8 souls out, the 5. All the things he did, look, Daniel, just listen to him, none wiser than him. You know who he made wiser than him? Yahushua. Oh, listen, Daniel can dissolve doubt, the writing, he can read the writings. Now the people, that's why they came and saying, you know what? Can't you read the handwriting on the wall? Because Daniel, he read it. When the Malak and them had it, he brought all of his magicians in and everybody tried to read and tried to, his astrologer to read it. Nobody could read it. He wanted Daniel to read it. They brought him in and told him about the Auryah man who could do it. And he had a gold chain and he had a neck, he gave it to him, told him, I'll give it to you. He said, you can keep that for yourself. He said, but I'll read the writing on the wall for you. So at the end of the day, this is something that we all have to sit down and consider. Can you read the handwriting on the wall? You can't see that thing closing in on you. You can't see that you done wasted a whole lot of time being critics of other people and holding stuff and not functioning your full capacity because of your fears. And this man coming back here, and he's gonna hold you accountable for that. You're gonna be just like the Abadim he had the servant who he gave the talent to, and one, he took it, he said, I bury mine. He said, I hid it. He said, because I knew how you were when you come back. So he said, if you knew, you should have got me usury on it. He said, I'm big on interest. The fact I come back and you got the same thing I got that I gave when I left him, I got a real problem with you. If I gave a man a sack of seeds, I come back some young, I'm hungry. I said, man, I'm trying to get some of these. And you hand me that sack of seeds, you know what I'm gonna ask you? Boy, you must be stupid. You must be stupid. You sitting here with these same seeds? I mean, but this what you gave me. You think I gave you these seeds to keep them in your pocket, to keep them in this bag? You supposed to plant these. I was looking for usury. You ain't gonna believe it. I just try to stay to myself and don't try to bother nobody and stay back. You should have got me usury. The whole purpose of making you a or was so you could gather me some more in. And how well have you paid off? I appreciate that. Tell me the truth. Say it louder. What you think the purpose was with him igniting you, putting you in the way, so you can just mind your own business, keep to yourself, keep your mouth shut because you don't like to be in nothing. You don't want anybody to blame you in nothing. I hate to see you when he come back here. The only reason he put you in the way so you can be out for somebody else to see. How y'all think these people gonna say, he gonna come down here and do it himself? What do he need us for? Give me that 27:15. Bamadbar. I'll try to let y'all go. The way I sit back. But you know, it ain't for everybody. I just try to throw you a lifeline. The goal is for some of y'all, get your head set on. It's for all of you, but it's just everybody in a different level where you at. I know you're looking at eating and drinking and doing. I'm human. That means normal. But let's just be honest. You've been doing that for how many years now, and you hadn't really accumulated nothing when it came to Rodney. So this is what they're trying to get you to see. How long y'all been? How many of y'all just started eating and drink day before yesterday? How many of y'all been eating and drinking as long as you known it? And it gave you how much to help you get in the Ruach HaKodesh? That's why he wanted you to stop it for a minute. That's the only reason why. Just stop it. Things that we felt like we're going to need and we're going to die. He said, no, you're going to die if you ain't got the Ruach HaKodesh. Talking about the long one. Y'all hear me? The long one. So you see, all these things we've been doing hadn't worked the way we thought. You've been doing it all your life. So now he stopped us one day and I was like, I'm about to die. So what you about to do if you ain't got the Ruach HaKodesh? Let me get this straight. If I'm about to die of thirst and die of hunger now, what am I dying of if I ain't got the Ruach HaKodesh? He's trying to show you this ain't your problem. There's some other things more pressing. Then Mushah spoke to
Yahuwah, saying,
16.
May Yahuwah, the all of the Ruach of all Basar, appoint an Ish over the Adah,
What about the spirit?
who shall go out before them, and who shall come in before them, and who shall lead them out, and who shall bring them in. So the Adah of Yahuwah shall not be like sheep, which have no Ra'ah to them.
18.
So Yahuwah said to Moshe, take Yahushua to yourself, the Ben of Nun, and Ish in whom is the Ruach in him, and lay your hand on him,
19.
and have him stand before Eleazar the Kahan, and before all the Adah, and give him a charge in their
Listen.
You shall put some of your authority on him, so that all the Adah of the Benin of Yasharal may obey him.
That's tight. Look what he did. We'll tell you, how do people revere Moses? Musha. Huh? They revere him as Elohim. That was the first Elohim spokesman we knew of. Man to speak on his behalf. And he proved it in signs and wonders. And then Musha came and told you that a Nabal said he was gonna, what was he gonna do? So if he gonna raise him up, where was he at? Say he gonna be like me. And him you gonna hear. And it's gonna be that whoever don't hear that man, he gonna require to you. There's one right. Other one said he gonna smite you off the rocks. Now if he gonna destroy the world, why he gonna take you off of it? Because he's gonna keep it, he's gonna purify it, establish the Malkuth right here. He said Allah abide forever. You ain't got no right and told you that he gonna blow up no earth. He told you he's gonna destroy it. He's gonna destroy everything in it. Because he's gonna purify it. He's gonna establish him another one. Yahuchanan even told you that he saw new. When he saw new and said the old one had passed away. And he said, I saw New Jerusalem coming down. Just like a bride ordained for her husband. And he said he's gonna see the thing coming down, and he's gonna be arrayed, he's gonna establish the Malkuth right here. That's why we gotta get it right. That's why you gotta consider. So we see he wanted this man to have some honor, and it was supposed to help you obey him. And he tried to tell you something, but you missed it. 5 and 39. Who know what I want?
Yes, Yahweh. Yahuchanan.
Yahuchanan. 5:39. Let's see if that makes sense to you. 5:39, Yahuchanan. Y'all don't know, y'all don't believe it. I'm built for this. That's what I do. I want to help people get right, because my goal is to have this thing right before I get out of here. That's my honest prayer. Listen, you can procrastinate. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. You just got to be willing. It ain't hard. It's what you value. It's what you value. That's all it is. It's what you value. I value me, and you got to see yourself as more valuable than you have. That's how you get. I've been like, you feel like, well, you feel like you try to put up you something, but you know you're not nothing. So why should I expect something like that to happen for me? When you don't realize the only reason he came was for people like you. You know, like, give me some names of people y'all think righteous. Who we say, who you count? That we, from the writer, we know righteous. How about that? Give me a name, give me a hand. Who? Ozra. I can agree. Disagree? Ozra, he wrote the script. Canute, who they call Enoch. This man walked with Elohim and transferred over, and he just left him, went with Elohim. Anybody else? That too. All Yahoo, that's who they call Elijah. That's who he said gonna come before the great and notable day of Yahuwah. So we'll agree, honorable. Huh? Sadiq. Who else we got? Who is that? Shaul. Which one? We got Shaul the Malak of Yasharal, and you got Shaul who they call Paul. That one. The one they call Paul. All right, not my son. All right, because I ain't a daddy, not my son. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look at that. Knowledge. So, Shaul, I definitely agree. That man proved himself on everywhere. Isn't that right? That man talked about all the things, circumcised the 8th day, told he was of the Matar of Benjamin, told you about that. He said, concerning the law. Man said, blameless. So I can agree with that. What, we got 4 of them? Daniel, oh, damn, ain't nobody more wiser than Daniel, except for him, and he said the Malak of Tyre. So we got Daniel, we can believe him, right? So we got 5. Daoud, I believe a man of his own law. Isn't that right? He even gave us, we even pull out for the sure mercies of Daoud. Isn't that right? He even established a mercy behind him. One where they give you when you admit you guilty and you don't get the punishment for it. He said, you get that? That's the sure mercies of Daoud. That's what Yahushua gave us. Remember, Daoud confessed his fault after he realized he was wrong. He told him, he said, I ain't gonna let you die. He said, I'm gonna let the son die though. The son that issue out from you gonna die. That be Yahushua. I know you know about the other boy. What was his name? The one that died that he was plowing for? Exactly. You know about Yahushua. Because he issued out from him. He came down through the Tuladah for all those generations. Issued out. He said, your son gonna die. So we know Daoud to have, that's when we ask for the sure mercies of Daoud. Why you think when he found a blind man, Bartimaeus? You didn't know what his name was, did it? That's not his name, because Bar means born of Timaeus. I don't know why people tell the man named Timaeus. That makes no sense. The man, they told you he was blind, Bartimaeus. Bar means born of Timaeus. Okay? So this man asked him, he said, thou being a Daoud, what was he trying to give him to have? He wanted to have that recalm on him, because he knew Daoud, that was some mercies. Hello, Daoud forgave a man one time that cursed him. Daoud said, let him curse. That day, he let him know, nobody gonna kill him today. Let him curse. He extended himself too far. Got no repentance. So that's why we're looking for the sure mercies of Daoud. Y'all got it? So the reason why I named all these people out, you ain't gonna believe it. Yahushua didn't die for none of them. Because he said, I didn't come to call us a deed. He said, I came to call the Roshan. To get us to understand it, he said, well, we said, that don't make sense. We thought you would come to call us a deed. He said, well, kind of think it like this. He said, they that are sick, he said, they that are whole don't have no need of a physician. He ain't gonna believe what he told us. We said, well, what that mean? He said, I'm a healer. So that made the folk that weren't right move the other folks out the way, say, he him for me. I thought he came back to get you. I thought he was coming for you. I counted me out. When the man told her he was a healer, I'm sick. See? That's why we appreciate him. He ain't died for none of them. He died for us. What way a person that wrong in the hospital for? Unless you with somebody that'll drop them. Otherwise, they're like, I'm not going to go back. There ain't nothing wrong with me. He said, that's why I ain't come for them. I came for the sick people. Go figure. All right, listen. What do he want you to do?
Search the Ketubim in which you say that you have in them Alam Kai.
What they do?
They testify about me.
Let's see what happened.
Yet you do not want to come to me to have Kai in you.
See that? So some resistance, some got you being resistant. He said, yet you won't come to me so you can have the life inside of you. Huh? So how we gonna give you that? So how would you gonna get the life inside of you? I'll tell you how. You're gonna take the cup. That's what he tried to tell Nuach. The first thing, man was plant-based. We already been plant-based. I know y'all like the plant-based diet stuff you do. It's all cute and well. We had that in the gun. When he came out, he told me he ain't gonna be eating meat. He told me, this is what he did. You see this hamburger? You see that piece of grass? Same thing. Take the piece of grass, he took the meat, laid it in, wrapped it up. Veggie burger.
That's right.
I just made a veggie burger. Roll that thing up, pat it down, veggie burger.
Yes, sir. Preach that thing.
Isn't that right? But let me tell you what happened. Because this is what happened first. First of all, we knew the plant. Okay? So we knew the plant. We knew the pari. We knew these different things. So now he got us on to meat because meat was flesh. Well, now we got Yahushua coming on the scene later on in 6 and 20 and 6 and 4. He said, except you eat my, what did he say about the pari? Eat the lettuce? His flesh. Sorry. So the only way to get them started on that, they had to have a meat-based diet too.
That's right.
Because originally God, all they had was plant. That's what man would eat. Man was eating plant until they came, after he had built the tower. After he built the ark, they came out, he gave them a meat-based bread, a meat-based diet because he was going to be transferring them over. Yahushua come be on the scene later, and he's going to tell you, except you eat my flesh. If they were still plant-based, how is it going to work? It wasn't going to transfer over. It don't work. Well, except you eat my lettuce. Except you bite my cucumber. Not that, no. Not like that, not like that. Y'all way somewhere else. I'm just trying to get y'all based off of doing a plant base. They understood flesh because this was new for them. Think about it. When these people come out of the ark, these people were eating plants. They weren't eating flesh. Now you're transferring them in, but then when he gave it, he wanted them to understand something. You cannot eat the dung. He said that's the life of every being, every human being. Soul is attached, life, the dung is attached to it. He said, so don't eat it. So now when he told you about coming to him so that you might have life, what was that supposed to be?
In you.
In you. This is not sexual. This is going to be something you're going to be consuming. You're going to eat his flesh and drink because you can't eat it. See, he never told you couldn't drink it. I told you couldn't eat the blood. Don't forget now, he told you life was in the blood. So to be able to get you, so you wouldn't break Torah, I told you can't. So when you, like we give you the cup, this is a violation because you were told you can't eat blood. How do you eat blood and meat? With a straw? It's in the chewing and the blood is in your mouth with it. He said you can't do that. We got to separate them. I need you to eat the flesh. I need you to drink the dung because that's where the life at. So in us not coming, we lack some information so you couldn't be a recipient of this. You ain't gonna believe it. I do this for a living. Let's see what this he told you.
I shall not accept kabod from
41. I shall not accept
kabod from beneath of Adam.
He said, not you. Come on.
I certainly know that you do not have the ahab of Elohim within you.
See that? It ain't manifested. Because you know what? Because you would do it, it'll be manifesting all your doing. I,
behold, have come in the Shem of Abi, but you have not accepted me. If others come in his own Shem, you shall accept him.
That's tight, because every time Mushah came to you, you didn't believe it. He said, thus say Yahuwah.
That's right.
Which means he came, he's coming in the Shem. So then, and the part was, Mushah even told you that. That's why he said, put some of your honor on it. People recognized, or people started to associate that when the Nabal come, he said the same thing Mushah said. Thus said Yahuwah. The Yahuwah Sabaoth. The Yahuwah Yasharal. So everybody understood when they came making sure this is how we recognize. This is the password. This is the key for us to know. He said, I came and you don't recognize me. Let's see what happened.
How are you able to amon, you who accept the kabod from one another, but do not seek the kabod that is from the Elohim only?
Listen.
Do not think that I shall accuse you before Abi.
See that? Don't think I'm going to do it. Come
Mushah,
on.
in whom you call the one who accuses against you.
You see that? That who made the accusation. This is going to get your accusation. This is going to be the key witness. You want to know, like they have, you know what these folks did? I'm going to tell you what happened. I wasn't supposed to do this, and I apologize on my end. You guys supposed to be going to court. This was a sealed indictment. He actually going to wait till you got there, and you're going to find out about this special witness. I know you're not going to be like, this nigga ain't got nothing on me. I ain't admitting nothing. These niggas are never getting nothing out of me because I ain't no talker. I don't tell you, I don't talk to 5-0. Nothing. I know they ain't got nothing. They got a sealed indictment when you get them. They thinking who's gonna come? I wouldn't even know. So I know nigga gonna be lying. He gonna say he lying. He ain't never seen me. I wasn't there. It wasn't me. It ain't him. He said, I got a special witness. He gonna ask permission of the judge to bring out a special witness. Oh yeah, the defendant. Oh yeah, oh yeah. As far as the defendant, your defendant, your attorney. Oh, he gonna be pissed. He gonna be pissed. He trying to figure out how this stuff come on. He ain't have prior knowledge or notice, but something is right here. Done broke up a sealed indictment, letting you know who gonna be the accusing witness on you. He said, it ain't me. It ain't me. He said it's gonna be Moshe. And who you thought he was on your side. Come on, talk to him.
For if you would only amon Mushah, you would
you
also
just
amon me.
See, if you had believed Mushah, you'd have believed me. That's why he told him. He said, set a man over him. And when he did it, he said Yahushua. The Ben of none, noon. That's an Abri word for you. It means to continue. That's the seed. So he wanted to put a man on you that was going to continue. And Mushah brought him up and put an honor on him and let you know. And that honor that he put on him, that came from Elohim. The people who you believe in, who you get, they get honor from one another. Y'all get come on here. Get John here. Give him honor. Come on, let's get John honor. Come on. Give him honor. Come on this way. Come on. Give him some honor. Go. All right, stop. Did that come from Elohim?
No.
So why did you do it? Because that's what we do at men. That's what he tried to tell you. See, you believe it. He said, you believe it when it comes from men. He said, why you don't believe when it comes from Elohim?
That's right.
Because when Musa asked him, he said, set a man over him. He asked to set a man. He said, all right. He said, set Yahushua, the son of Nun, the one that's going to continue the seed, the regrow. Put him over him. And you bring him in the sight of this arm and put your hand upon and bestow your honor on him. Because I gave you your honor. Now he told you, this is who's going to condemn you. So when Musa spoke in the 27th chapter of Bamadbar, what was that at now? They were, what it was in Deuteronomy? What it was at? It was in the wilderness. So are you. So are you. Because you missed it. See this book right here? This book has so much information. It's also a book of accusations. And they're against you. Y'all got it? Time for it to clean our act up and get it right.
Yes, sir.
That's two.